Pandarings, welcome on into this wonderful, beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Hello there, Boss Oshawott and Chris and Lance and Modax and Hannah Hurl and Hawkeye Rio and Evoking and soon Everwood, you sweet bee. Thank you for the tier 2 for 4 months, you sweet bee. I appreciate
Chai
that.
is hugging Nana.
Hi, Blue Flakes and Chai. Thank you for the hugs. Appreciate it. B's going to be continuing on with some more art today. More art. It'd be a squeaky otter. I have a squeaky otter. We're going to be continuing on with some more art today. We're drawing a panda bear. A panda bear. We're drawing technically Palanova's Headbust, even though Palanova doesn't really have... I think this is one of their characters. I'm not quite sure. Actually, I never asked. They just gave me a reference and what to draw, so I did. I did it. I just need to finish it up today.
King 93 is
Hyper
switching
King.
Nana.
Mwah. A pair, a panda bear, a panda bear. Is that what you call them? A pair. Hello, Hannah Earl. Good afternoon, you sweet bean. And hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today, by the way? I'm a little bit stressed, but it's fine. I'll deal with the stress a little later. Without further ado, I'm gonna continue on with this little artwork. Even though I was like really busy with it before stream, I kind of almost ran out of time to start streaming. That's why I'm like a few seconds late to like pressing the button. Tired? You're tired? So am I. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm equally as tired with furry bullshit. That's what I can tell you. My brain has been bad, but otherwise I'm in good health. That's good. That's good. Except for the brain part. I hope you feel better soon, Bean. Relaxing weekend, planning something for next Tuesday. What you plan? What you planning, Blue Flakes? You gotta tell me. Otherwise I'll cry. You better tell me. I drove home from work and I had to say hello before making foods. Well, hello. What food are you making, Pretzel? You making some pretzels? Is that what you're making? Is that what you're doing, Blue Flakes? Just screaming? Is that what you're planning on doing next Tuesday? Just scream. Take a chocobo hat. Hi, Baddest Bat. That actually rhymed a little bit. Hello, Cat Pick Jude here. How you doing? A partial fursuit. Is that what you're doing next Tuesday? Or is it partially screaming? Choo choo otter need a birdie hat, huh? It's not a bird, it's a chocobo. It's its own thing, man. It's its own thing. Why do people always think that a chocobo is a bird? It's not a bird. It doesn't
Chris is
fly.
here, oh no, is
but
smooching Chayot.
Chickens don't fly either, so I guess you're kind of right. I don't know. Is a chicken a bird? Is a chicken really a bird if you think about it? I mean, like they do have bird-like features, so maybe they are a bird. Hello there, Oxlasher. Hi, Mango Wagon. What are you slapping the table for? Some birds don't fly. Well, emus don't fly, and ostriches don't fly. But would I call them birds? Probably. Scram may involved, but also need to test things before. Okay. I don't know what's happened. Wacklebutt, welcome back, Bean.
Hugging Chayot.
I'm stressed, Wacklebutt. I'm stressed. Have you ever dealt with furry drama before? Because that's basically what I'm stressed about. God, I can't. Why can't people just, like, behave like adults in this goddamn fandom? You know what I'm saying? I really wish people could just, like, be mature. But no, I freaking deal with garbage in the community, and I have to do it because I'm a leader and stuff like that. I just wish everyone could get along and stop doing weird shit. Your arguments are hilarious. What arguments? I didn't argue with anyone. What do you mean arguments are hilarious? Are you talking about when I do argue with people? Are you talking about the bird thing? Oh, yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. Switch on your brains. If you're talking about the drama thing, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I haven't had, like, drama for a long time, so that's a thing. Be mature and adult scene. B do challenging too many. I mean, like, it's outside the fandom too. I mean, like, I read so many Reddit posts. I'm a little cynical about the human race because of, like, Reddit posts and the am I the butthole stuff and r/updates and pro revenge and all that kind of crap. And I'm just like, oh, can we just, like, live in a society where everyone can just goddamn get along? Gosh darn it, man. Oh no, furry drama is the worst. I witnessed a decent amount of it. Luckily, I've dealt with it very few times. I've been a part of it. I've been part of furry drama in the past. I could say I have gotten better and matured. But man, I wish everyone would mature at the same time because it's such a headache to deal with. Especially when you're like a leader of community where you have to deal with the stuff. Otherwise, it comes back at you, you know? I don't want it to come back at me. So I dealt with it. I feel like just getting done with it completely, though. They can go deal with it outside the community, you know? Go bye-bye. You know, bye-bye. I crown you king on... I'm not a king, but I have a crown right now. I just have it because of that gosh darn game. Mana Lords. Oh... I wanted to update it a little bit further before I play it again. That's why I no longer do social media. I have been moving to Blue Sky lately. I want to do more on Blue Sky and not kind of fill it up with adverts like I do on Twitter. Twitter is like a cesspool, a literal cesspool. I mean, then again, Reddit's a cesspool, and I go listen to Reddit stories all the time because it's entertaining. But man, does it make you cynical. It makes you cynical just like being on freaking Twitter as well. Because it's always like, you have to be on this side of the political spectrum. You have to be on this side of the political spectrum. Oh, yap, drama. Yap. People being assholes because there's no accountability on the internet. It's just a lot of work, you know? Imagine starting the stream and just talking about Trump. Indeed it be. At least Reddit are structured in comparison. At least on Reddit you can like moderate who can like chat on there, but you can just make like throwaway accounts and then post things on there. What brain? And that's why I no longer do social media. I cry you for the air. Good God. Hello, Pelanova. You finally here. I've sent you so many messages. Well, I sent you two, technically. One like an hour before stream, and one while I was about to stream. If you haven't seen my Discord messages yet. Because it is your character. Or I think it's your character, I'm not quite sure. You have a different character. So I'm like a little confused, but at the same time, like I'm like, oh, you gave me references, you gave me an expression. I'll draw it. I'll draw a Pelanova. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Hi, Juan. How you doing, you sweet bean? Hi. You got a cookie? You cooking? This was my character. This was my character my girlfriend made when I had Bell's palsy. Bell's palsy? What's Bell's palsy? Is that like related to cerebral palsy? I don't think I've met anyone with Bell's palsy, unless that's something else. Unless that's like a character name that I'm not. That just sounds close to cerebral palsy. What's Bell's palsy? Ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-boo. Temporal facial paralysis. Oh, interesting. It's a condition that makes one side of your face droop, or one side of your face droop, and be uncomfortable. Oh, that's not nice. Is that like related to like strokes and stuff? Because like I know that a stroke has that specific symptom, where the side of your face would droop. Sounds like a stroke. Yeah. Or maybe that's like the scientific term for a stroke. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm glad you said you said had. That means it got better, and I'm glad. He there. 10 stream streak, you sweet bean. Hi, Stubby Holder. How you doing? Appears specifically on unexplained episodes of facial paralysis. Oh. Yeah, strokes can cause Bell's palsy. Oh. See, I didn't know about these things. You learn something new every day, don't you?
Rudder mode activated.
It has a similar symptom to a stroke, but it is unrelated.
Chat wants a close-up.
I can't close up. You're gonna take the... Well, you did, so there we go. There's the close-up. And that's gone. Heidi Bat, that's how it is. Yeah, I mean, like, you did two different things at the same time. Is that what you wanted me? Wrong combination. Yeah, it was a wrong combination, me. That's very wrong. Hi, Sea Salt Breeze. Hi, Febreze. How you doing, Bean? You having a good day? Man, I like teasing people, but like, I shouldn't tease people. I should get over teasing people. Do you guys like me teasing you sometimes? Like giving you nicknames? Like the other Bean where I called them Tim Allen. Because I couldn't pronounce their name. But now I kind of forgot how to say it again. Metsuya. I think it's Metsuya. That's how you say them. Hi, Hot. How you doing? It's been a while. I'm sure some like it. I need to dial it back, I think. I'm always like that. I've always been like that. Sometimes, like, I get a little too comfortable around people and I end up teasing them. But I've had, like, people in the past tell me, like, I don't like this, can you please stop? And I do stop, like, instantly. So I go like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I feel really bad afterwards. So maybe it's more comfortable for me not to tease people. I need to learn not to do it. You going to tease us? Yeah. Like, well, I do already. What are you talking about? Beans, dang, I'll never live down that nickname, Febreze. I mean, I'll take it away. It's fine. If you don't like it, you guys need to tell me if I'm being a man. Maybe I should just not tease. You know. I just feel like it's a very interpersonal thing. You know, get a nickname and then you feel like you're one with the group, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I don't mind the duck. Okay, Rio, I never made. I haven't teased you yet. How do you not mind? Only if chat can tease you in return. No, that's illegal. You can't do that, huh? You can't do that. What do you call it when somebody does something but doesn't like it in return? There's a common term for it. I think the same terminology would be you could call the person this name if that person does pranks on other people, and then when they get pranked in return, they get very upset and angry, and then you go like, you're being a hypocrite. It's very hypocritical of me to say that. I can't just tease people and not expect a return. Then again, I'm fine with people teasing me, you know? As long as it's in like fun fun spurts and not being too mean. I do get uncomfortable sometimes, and I need to learn how to say no. A lot of people, especially other streamers, also tell me you really need to learn how to say no when it comes to things. Like I get very, I don't know. I feel like my silence should indicate like I don't really care about what you're doing right now. You know what I mean? But then again, I should think about the same thing. Just vibe and yet, lads, yet. What do you mean yet? Only if chat continues to return. I think as long as the intent is lighthearted, it's fine. Tease away with me. Wackle butt. Well, there's a lot I can tease you with. Pretty sure any time a hippo attacks, the result is a hippo crit. Good God. That was the worst joke I've ever heard in my entire life. Hawkeye Rio. Give me your best shot at. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not a mean person. Most of the time. Fetsy! Hi, Fetsy. How you doing, being? Listen, why are you laughing? Why are you all laughing? Well, the worst. I'll give you the worst there. The worst. There's the worst. I gave it to you. There we go. Have it. Take it. Take it. There we go. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Thank you for shouting out Fetsy Plap. If you guys haven't seen Fetsy Plap yet, Fetsy Plap's amazing. There is stuff I like to do that I should get back into. Because I used to do this quite a lot when people came into my chat. Is I used to, every time they came into chat, I would be like, for example, Kajiru. Like I'm trying to do it again lately as well. When Kajiru used to come into my chat, I always used to go, Kajiru, Kajiru. I used to do that. Or if Kyria used to come into my chat, another being that used to follow me a long time ago, I used to go, hi, Kir. Things like that. I wouldn't be teasing, but I like the little nickname, like the little way I said things. Maybe I should do that. Or like if Razim comes into my chat, I used to go, Razim. Just the way I say it. But I stopped doing that. I don't know why I stopped doing that. I used to be very quirky with names. Listen, I don't know about Fetsy Plap though. Because if I said something about that name, or I may make it into like a very wholesome way of saying it, it would be Fetsy. I hate it. Fetsy. Wholesome. Don't laugh. Don't laugh, okay? Shut up. Cat Big. Hey, little cute answer. It is fun when you and your other half game, and you call each other love. Are you talking about my fiance? My other half game. What do you mean half game? It is just it's so darn sweet. Aw. Hi, buddy man. Look, you seem to be in a cheerful mood. I am in a cheerful mood because I'm in what you call an entertaining VTuber mood. Okay, I do this a lot. All right, it doesn't mean that I'm not being like truthful about my emotions, but I am severely stressed inside. I can tell you that I'm severely stressed, but I'm trying to like mask out those feelings so I can feel a little bit happier and lighthearted. So my mood is complete stress, and I'm about to have a mental breakdown. But I'm trying to like, you know, go with the breeze, I guess. or the Febreze, I guess. The nook they mean when you play games together. Oh, my other
Hopefully
half
this love makes a little less stress.
game together. Oh, I see. I thought you said my other half game. Like they're two in the like the word like half would be the adjective of game. So I thought you meant that. Other half in term of someone's boyfriend or married partner. I just like. I think you might need like put a comma or like other distinction between half and game. Because I was like, what do you mean half game? The Frizzy Bus! Thank you for the 8 months, you sweet bean. Hopefully this love makes you a little less stressed. Don't you worry, you guys take away a lot of my stress. Just by being here and entertaining me and just talking to me. I just want to get the week over with so I can figure out what I need to do with this information, this stuff I've gotten lately. I don't usually have drama inside the community as often, and I'm so lucky for that because a lot of people constantly get drama. It's like this monthly basis. There's something happening in their community and they have to deal with it. And like when you have a bigger community, you have to deal with all of that on a monthly basis, and you have to make sure everything's fine. But the more you grow, the more likely I'm gonna have to deal with these situations. So I need to buck up, and I need to understand that these things do happen inside the community, and I need to deal with them in a way that I know how, so that I can protect the people who are part of this community and make sure that no one gets harmed in the process. I had to kind of ban 3 people, and it's quite bad. I'm not gonna talk about it any more than that. It's just stressful to me because of like, in essence, somebody didn't keep it in their pants, and now I'm just like, yeah, no, we can't have that. And they're an avid supporter. And it was me that got them into the community meetups that spread to the other communities, and it's all fall on me. Not really fallen on me, but like I feel like it should be falling onto me because I didn't know they were going to do something like this. I didn't even know if they did something like this or it's just accusations. That's why I said I just need a week. Because people are just causing a lot of stress. And the thing is, like, I know people outside the community, if they get wind that I'm harboring somebody like that in the community without doing anything about it, I could be liable for whatever they're doing. So I kind of just went, bye for now, until there's evidence against, or there's no evidence at all, then you can come back. If there's evidence against, you can't come back. That people need to freaking be better, man. You're only responsible for your own actions. You've been a brilliant being. I know that, but like, as a person who has a community that runs events, it's my duty to protect people. Everyone of you guys, everyone at the meetups, everyone in the Discord server, everyone that comes to my chat, it's my duty to protect you guys. And the moderators, like, of course. But like, at the end of the day, it's not the moderators, I didn't want to say duty, it's not the moderators, it's not going to fall on them if anything bad happens. It's going to fall on me. And I don't want that to happen. So I want to protect myself, but I also want to protect people around me. I just freaking hell. It's hard to let go of somebody that you thought was different. But you don't know if they are different. It's just accusations for now. There's no like evidence or anything, but like, it's hard to believe somebody could be something specific when something comes out. For example, it's not a part of this, okay? But let's say you're in a small town. Let's pretend like a community is like a small town, because it's technically like that. And everybody knows everyone, kind of. There's some neighbors that know each other, and some people in another neighborhood that might not know each other, but have seen each other around. It's kind of like Twitch. And we're a part of this little neighborhood. And in this neighborhood, let's say there was an elected HOA, and I was like the leader of the HOA. And it was my duty to make sure that everyone is happy, because that's kind of what an HOA is supposed to do, is make everybody happy in the neighborhood, not cause people to have fines and stuff. I don't like HOAs. Anyway, it's just an example. And imagine there's a girl named Stacy and a boy named Tom. And the girl named Stacy says, I got abused by Tom. And then Tom was like, no, that never happened. Oh, but they did. Don't you believe me? And then they go like, and then everyone inside the town would go like, that's not right. Tom shouldn't have done something like that. It's a very exaggerated scenario. But there's no evidence that Tom did anything. There's no going to the police about it. There's no reports. There's nothing. It's just a he said, she said thing. And it's up to you to decide if Tom should stay in this community or not. And if you say he should stay, and he did do something wrong, everyone in the community will go like, you did a bad thing. You can't be a part of this community anymore. Bye-bye. That's kind of how it feels. And if he didn't do something wrong, I'd be in the right. But at the same time, what am I supposed to do? So I need to take like both people out of the scenario and say, hey, I'm going to put you out until more evidence has come to light. Then whoever's right can come back. If there's no evidence, then I'm going to bring the accused back in. If there is evidence, I'll bring the person who's a victim back in and then leave the accused out. And that's how I'm dealing with the situation. But it's stressful because in this scenario, I would know Tom. And Tom isn't the type of person like that.
Number 15. Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill taste with perfect toppers. I rule this day. Lettuce, mayo, pickle, ketchup, it's okay if I don't want that. If also for a big, yeah, Whopper, any Whopper, my way, Whopper, my way. Whopper, 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 Junior,
Buddy, you're mad.
I
appreciate the bits. I appreciate the bits, but it's not really the time. If that's okay, I'm sorry. I do need to talk about it because it's on my mind. It's stressing me the hell out, man. Because I have to deal with the situation, so I need to know what people think. In my mind, as a thing, I told you in the beginning, I listened to a lot of Reddit stories, and I've listened to like a lot of TikToks and stuff like that. I've heard things from both sides. The thing is, like 5 to 10% of reported sexual abuse cases, which is not part of this, but it's just a similar situation. It's just not the same. 5 to 10% of sexual abuse cases in the USA, which I know of, come back as false claims. So what says that 90 to 95% of the time it's like that? But then again, I always look at that small percentage, and you have to like understand that sometimes people are wronged for the wrong reason, and people have bad intentions regardless. And you might not think they have bad intentions and you want to support the victim, but if there's no evidence, it's just a he said, she said thing, and I can't do anything about that. And the problem with that is, I wish people could come to the leaders of the community after they have evidence, not this person did this thing. What am I supposed to do? Send them underneath the table, or send them to the corner of the room to put the head in the corner of the room? What am I supposed to do? Tell them stop tattletaling. It's a children's game at this point, and I don't know what to do. And I want to like freaking protect this community from people, but I don't know if it's true. So that's the thing. And when people make assumptions based on nothing but an accusation, I don't make assumptions based on accusations. That's my biggest problem. But a lot of people, I would say like more than 50% of the world, will always side with the victim because sexual abuse is no joke, and you have to. But the problem is, there are some cases in the world where the abused doesn't actually get justice, and it's true that they have been abused, but no one believes them. And then on the other hand, people false claim abuse and put it in, and those people get blamed, their lives destroyed, and then often that leads to unaliving themselves. And I feel for both people, but I have no idea how to solve the situation without evidence. Because you need evidence when it comes to stuff like this, because it's serious accusations. For specifically that. This is a little bit more light. I wouldn't say it's a little bit more lighthearted. Nothing happened. Alright? It's just conversations, uncomfortability, and stuff like that. But I don't know if those conversations ever happened because there's no proof that they happened. It's just word of mouth. He said, she said. And I don't know what to do about it. Yeah, it's caught between two people who cannot prove their case. There's nothing you can do without evidence. Honestly, it sounds like you have to decide based on the evidence provided. I can't let people sling baseless accusations around. We do live in a world where general negative feelings towards someone can lead to some stretching of the truth and fabrication of facts. It's true. It's true. It's really, really true. And I've in this furry fandom, there's been so many times I've heard people make baseless accusations to other people just because they hate them. And the problem with it is false allegations actually take away from real abuse. So I need to know, is this true? If you are in this scenario, the first thing you need to do is go to the police. Or, if it's just word of mouth, catch them in the act, do recording, or screenshot messages, if it's based on, like, you know, text messages and stuff like that, so that you have evidence and we can make swift action. But you can't just say, this person was making me uncomfortable and saying these things. What are we supposed to do with that? I don't know what to do with that. Like, then I have to go, like, now we have that. I have to remove you and that person until you give me evidence. It just makes me so mad. I get it. I really do get it. But it's like, I can't just do that, because okay, what if I ended up going to you guys, going to somebody else and telling them that you specifically did something bad to me when you did nothing at all? Well, how would it make you feel? What would that other person have to do? They have to remove you from the situation, because we can't have that in our community. It's the kind of the problem, all right? So it's like more trouble than it's worth. I hate drama like that. I hate it too, but it's up to me and up to our fellow leaders of our communities to make sure that everyone's protected. So I have to deal with it. I wish I didn't. I wish I lived in this perfect society where everybody freaking behaved themselves, you know, or left their weird garbage behind closed doors, you know? I mean weird garbage, I mean like legal weird garbage. Not illegal weird garbage. And I'm not saying that whistleblowing is a bad thing. It's good to whistleblow. It's good to come out and say, hey, something happened to me and I want people to know about it. But it's also important that you get the necessary evidence to back up claims of defaming somebody. Yeah. And if you don't have that, you can say I'm a victim and not name names if you don't have evidence. Like, at the same time, I get that you wouldn't think about that at the time either. And you don't want to say anything at the time because maybe you're going through all this. It's such a complicated situation. There's no accurate answer when it comes to bad stuff like that. Your first instinct is to support them, especially if it's true. Yeah. And I want to support them as well. It's just a hard situation. So it's like a rock and a hard place. And the only thing I can do is remove both the victim and the accused out of the scenario. So I protect everyone else in the meantime until something comes out that something bad came out. Content creation is hard, man. Also, depending on the severity of the accusation, there's a lot of non-communication nowadays. Like, hey, this person did X, and it made me uncomfortable, and they had never had a conversation with the other party, apprise someone of the situation. It's really difficult. Not too sure how to feel about that, to be honest. I got a call from 911 operator of all the things to see if I was doing okay. Apparently someone called them to check up on me and told them that, yes, while stuff was going on, I'm doing fine. Rapid. It's hard in that situation because while, yes, telling them to come back with evidence is essentially the only move, this can further enable the abuse. It is very true. This is why I've taken action to remove them from the community. Yeah? Both of them. And I'm not punishing the accused. I'm more removing them from a situation where they could be abused further, and also removing the accused from the situation and from the community, so they don't do extra harm if it's true. I think that was the best thing I could do. And it's gonna be a sad thing. Like, if they have no evidence, I'm gonna have to. It sucks, but like, if they are a victim and they have no evidence, I'm gonna have to kick them out of the community as well, because like, you can't do that. You can't. Defamatory like, there's no evidence and you're trying to defame somebody is not okay either, because that can cause issues in the community and it can make people say things that are false and go out and hurt other people in the community as well by just doing that, and it would just get out of control. Just I don't know. It's such a hard thing, man. A safety precaution, that is playing it safe. I'm playing it safe. It also intimidates the abused. It sucks. I don't want to do that. But if you're going to say something, you're going to have to give me more than just word of mouth. You have to consider everyone, not just the two involved. And I considered the community. The community, the people here, the people at the meetups, the people on the Discord server, they all come first. Every single one of them. I cannot keep them in the community if they are doing what has been told. But at the same time, like, you can also do a lot of damage for false accusations as well. I'm not saying it's false. I'm just saying that if it does come out that it's false, that's also just as bad. Because lives get destroyed because of false accusations. People are too troublesome. I wish people would act responsible. True. We need to use critical thinking. The thing is, I've also heard of stories of leaders of their own communities not taking any action and saying there was no evidence, we can't do anything, we just kept them in our community. Later on, evidence came out that they did something, now they're out of our community since we have evidence. But I'm like, you have to deal with it. Yeah, you have to deal with it. You can't just ignore the situation. I feel like a lot of people are going to ignore the situation, but I'm not like that. This is serious. But it's not like... It's not like that hypothetical story I gave you. It's complete... It's like much lower than that. But enough that it's concerning. I'm not going to give too much detail. I just want you guys not speculate that something really, really, really bad happened, because something really, 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 really bad didn't happen, but it could happen. And that's why I'm just like, I'm preventing it. I'm going to head home now, check if anything happened. It's like somebody needs to talk in, too, because, yeah, not too sure if I appreciate that. Hey. Drive safely, Snappy. Sounds like a mess. Sorry you're going through it. It's so stressful, man. It's so stressful. It makes me angry. It really freaking does. Not because of the people involved. It's just because, like, it's so messy. I don't know how to deal with it emotionally. I need to deal with a healthy way, but I'm not... I think talking about it is the best way to do it. I don't know if you guys agree. Can somebody super shorten all the issue down? Just a few sentences so I can catch up. Don't worry about it. It's... I put hypotheticals to see if, like, people can, like, help me with some advice on it. And if I'm doing the right thing. Tough situation, yeah. Oh well. That's all I wanted to talk about, Beans. I'm glad that a lot of you agree it is a tough situation, and I have to... And dealing with the safe way is... Do you guys agree? Dealing with it by, like, separating both people and putting them out of the community right now is the best way to deal with this? Because I feel like it's the best way to deal with this. Deal with it outside, you know? Talking helps. No two ways about it in situations like this. I just feel super bad that I had to, like, remove somebody. Both of them. Just do what you feel is best choice. Even if at times it isn't the easiest. Yeah. Koi Koi. Hi, Koi Koi. Welcome in. I told myself before I started streaming I wouldn't talk about this. But I don't know. I feel like it's a healthy thing to do. What do you guys think? Should I talk about stuff like this on stream? Because I feel like drama should be, like, I don't know, dealt with professionals or the people involved and all that kind of stuff, and not involve everyone else. It's okay in moderation. It's not like I do it all the time. Yes, that's a difficult thing. Rapid fire. I think rapid fire. Rapid. I think this would be better for an audience of streamers than viewers. Suppose. Like only once in a great while sort of topic, definitely. Streamers would give you better advice. Would they though? I think streamers are exactly the same as the audience. Because we're all just human beings.
Dragon 3522
not quite sure how to deal with things.
Is hugging Nanook.
So we need like public opinion about some things. If it helps, then yes. But I'd agree in moderation, you should keep it bottled up. if you keep this bottled up, it causes stress. Then it's more unhealthy, not to speak about. I prefer you open up and know what's going on, because bottling it up would be bad for your health. Yeah, I know. It's not like it's not. I don't wanna make it seem like it's like a really bad situation. I don't usually deal with situations like this. I feel a lot of us, moderators, streamers, leaders of a community, none of us really truly know exactly what to do. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I didn't go to law school, so I feel like public opinion would be best in my opinion, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I should keep streams to entertaining people. If it's personal, I'll definitely understand. How would you describe the physical elements of the emotion? Emotions are healthy to talk about. It's just stress. It's just stress that I didn't need today, because I'm like, no, I'm working hard to like finish up my commissions. But I want to bottle it up because I've been pacing up and down, going like, why? You know, I don't know. I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm just angry. Angry about it. Just please, guys, in chat, please just act your age. I know it sounds strange. I hate it when people told me to do that when I was younger. But in truth, it's like, don't put yourself in precarious situations. All right? Keep it in your pants. All right? Don't harm people. It's like it's something I shouldn't need to say. All right? There are things in this world that I don't need to say. Don't harm people. Be respectful. Stop making issues with other people. Don't make others angry. If you have something bad to say nothing at all. All right. Keep it in your pants. Don't do drugs. Drink in moderation if you're old enough. All right, don't drink and drive. Common sense. Things like that. Act your age, in my mind. Just like, you know, just don't be a nuisance to society, I guess. There's so many things I can say. Don't do illegal shit. It shouldn't. I shouldn't need to say it. But people do it anyway. I'm not talking about cannabis. But that is something we shouldn't be talking about on Twitch. Unfortunately. Unless it's an educational thing. I'm going to say educationally, it's legal in South Africa. That's an educational thing. But I suggest that people don't do it. Unless they're in a country that says it's okay. And you're doing it safely. And not buying from random people off the street. There we go. 5 in a row, and I'm gonna go to bed. Night, night, motor bear, sleep tight, till bed bugs bite. Yes, all common sense. Anyone that says crying is showing weakness, there are real weak ones. Well, no. I mean, like, I'm angry. I'm not gonna cry about the situation. It's not something that I cry about. That's what I was trying to say. What? Huh? If it's medical purposes, then it's alright. So if medical purposes and legal. Okay. I missed something. I don't know. You didn't miss much. Quick, it's fine. Don't you worry. What you drawing? I'm drawing a panda bear, which is just a bear with panda colors, I guess. Not quite sure. Pandas are just bears with black and white colors, right? That's how you would draw a panda, right? Yeah, I think making the point that we don't have to go into that topic. That's what I mean. You don't have to worry about it. It's Krylon. Hi, Krylon. Nice eye patch. You like the eye patch? It's kind of what was drawn here, I guess. I'm not quite sure. Actually, no, it's not like this. I kind of made it look a little weirder. It's kind of like zoop and then wabadoob. Kind of like that. Fun fact, pandas are technically carnivores. Don't they eat bamboo and lay around and do nothing? Or is that a misconception about pandas? See, I never really went to a zoo that had pandas before. I feel like it's a very subtropical species. You know what I mean? Spatty! Hi, Spatty. How's Red Alert? Holy shit, I love Red Alert. Oh my god, I love Red Alert. Oh, it's such a good game. It's such a good game. If you guys haven't played Red Alert yet, absolutely amazing game. It's very old
wants
though.
To know what chat smells like.
I played it, the first time I played it was on PlayStation, and it blows my mind that I played a strategy game on PlayStation. Get raided by the Sprinkle Squad. Sprinkle Squad. Hi, Spatty. You having a good day, sweet bead? And hello, beads. My name's Nook. I'm a race streamer. Do articles to games. Today we drawing some art and talk about serious discussions, but we can move past that. Talk about Red Alert because I love Red Alert. Who loves Red Alert? I love Red Alert. I love Command and Conquer games. I don't know why Red Alert was just like one of my favorites. Tiberian Sun.
The Bunny Man 360 wants to hear you sing a little.
Ba 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 da ba. Ba 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 ba. Their teeth are that of carnivores. Their intestines are that of a carnivore, and their gut bacteria is that of a
wants
carnivore.
You to wave at them.
They can get their protein from bamboo. Oh. Hi, Pioneer. Hello. Red Alert, one of the best games. Well, depending on which one. 1 was amazing. 2 was amazing. 3. Yeah, no. Yeah, Tim Curry. It's great in the game. 3. I think they kind of like stepped backwards in the series. You know what I mean? Never heard of Red Alert. Oh, it's a game. All right. Here's the pretense of the game. Albert Einstein. All right. Albert Einstein decided he would create a time machine, go back in time, and basically wipe Hitler off the face of existence. He never existed. He went back to his time zone to find out what would happen in the future. And the whole world is like upside down. The Soviet Union's a part of everything. You have the Allies, which is like the US and parts of Europe and all that kind of stuff. So instead of World War II, it just skipped to the space age, kind of dealio. And now more technology has come out and a lot of weird shit has happened. So it's like an alternate timeline where World War II is different. And that happened. Hi, Daddy Woof. Thank you. I like the hat too. It was made by Overnux. You like Tim Curry. So the game is based on that pretense, and the game uses a lot of World War II conspiracy experiments in the game. So if you ever heard of the Philadelphia experiment, or the one where a ship disappeared off of some harbor in America and came back and everyone was gone, and there's some conspiracies that say everybody who was on the ship was inside the walls and all that kind of stuff, but the ship like returned like a few hours or something later. I can't really remember. And then years later, the ship appeared off the coast of Florida or something and then disappeared after a while. they were trying to make like a stealth type of thing so they can get off the radars of Russians. So they talk about that in the game, and I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called the Chrono device, where they make everything invisible so you can move your army in. But what the Chrono device it does as well is kill people at the same time, unless they're inside machines, and they wouldn't do that, and then you would be hidden before you get there. So they use that conspiracy experiment inside the game, and I think it's pretty cool. And that was the first time when I was a kid that I was exposed to conspiracy war stories, and I was like, this sounds so cool. I like science. And the game's just based on like an alternate timeline of war. Red Alert 3 was when they started using model assets from other Command & Conquer games in order to reproduce the games quicker, which I noticed, as well as overall the comedic feel of the game, the less I liked it. The game felt like the Red Alert 1 and 2 felt like a serious game based on like actual, like what an alternate timeline of war would look like. And it was cool. It was just a strategy game. You have like your armies moving across, defeat the other enemy, win the map, that kind of thing. So it's kind of like Warcraft 3 or StarCraft or whatever. It's like strategy game, base building strategy game thing. And it didn't really kick off I mean, Command & Conquer might have kicked off the strategy thing, but I feel like Warcraft was the one that kicked off that. Because Warcraft was a DOS game, like a complete DOS game. So maybe Warcraft was the first one. I can't remember what the first one was. Maybe there was another one. Anyway, I haven't really looked into it. Red Alert 3 was at least better than Command & Conquer 4. You mean Command & Conquer the Tiberian... What was what was that one? Tiberian Wars? No, Wars was great. Or is it something Twilight? That one? Are you talking about that one? Command & Conquer freaking Tiberian Twilight. Oh, awful. It was the worst game I've ever played. I can't believe they made your base movable and then you have to connect everything else. Game was awful. We don't talk about Tiberian Twilight. EA just completely ruined it. I think it was EA, right? Yeah, EA. Oh my god. But I love Command & Conquer games. I love strategy games. I mean, if you go to the meetups, if I see a chessboard, I'm like, I want to play some chess. I love strategy. Strategy's great. It's just, there's something about strategy that's amazing. Spatty, I hope you enjoyed it. Warcraft and Dune building of a dynasty. I know, I remember when, in 1997, when I first touched the computer, I had a floppy disk of 3 games.
Rudder mode activated.
The 3 games that were on there. No, there were 5 games actually. I think it was 5. Yeah, no, I think it was 3 games. It was 3 games. It was Warcraft, Doom, and Heretic. And then I think it was 5 because I'm not quite sure if there was another floppy disk with Ultima 4, because I had Ultima as well, and I had Wing Commander. Now I don't know if there was 5 games on that or if I had 3 games. If I had like 3 floppy disks. I just remember I had 5 of those games. And I also had another floppy disk that was awful of those called Seawolf, which was just a game about you have a submarine and you go around the world and you sink other submarines and ships and stuff like that. And it was more like a whole radar thing. It wasn't really that great, but the box was huge and it looked very expensive. It was actually kind of a garbage game, not gonna lie. But yeah, Spatty, the correct Dune 2 was also a DOS game and was one of the first games Westwood. Oh, I love Westwood. Made. Command & Conquer was originally referred to Dune 3 for a time. Sounds like an ID sample disc. I remember it was like a huge box with like a picture of a submarine, and inside there was a floppy disk of that game, but the game was garbage. It was absolute garbage. But it was like at a time where like games, when they came out, the bigger the box was, the more impressive the game would look, right? It doesn't matter what the game was, but the bigger the box, the more sales you would get. Because it would be revealed there, like, this is a special game that just came out. So cool. Hi there, Dyer. How you doing, you sweet bean? I still wasn't a really huge fan of Red Alert series. I much preferred Tiberium's universe. Tiberium Sun was so good. I don't know why they didn't continue with the Tiberium games back then, because the first the Tiberian Sun game was so good. I know they continued on with Command & Conquer, and they moved on to like Red Alert, and then I think Command & Conquer 2 was there as well, or some other Command & Conquer game. Then there was Generals. Then there was also Red Alert 2, and Red Alert 2 was like, wow, we really love this game. This is like the best game ever. Red Alert 2 was probably the most famous Command & Conquer game of them all, in my opinion. In my opinion, like everyone loved number 2. All right, no one talked about any of the others. I think Renegade was... I know a lot of people like Renegade. I remember playing Red Alert 2 and making custom maps and then playing those maps. So good. Renegade was so fun. I mean, like, I played a little bit of it at my friend's house. I didn't really play too much of it. I didn't actually play it at my own place. But I played Command & Conquer at a friend's place. I played Renegade and I played Generals at a friend's place. But I played at my place Red Alert 1, Red Alert 2, Red Alert 3, Tiberian Sun, and then later on all the Tiberian games until Tiberium Twilight, which I also was severely disappointed with. My bro owned Red Alert 2. Such a good game. So good. Especially the multiplayer. I think there was multiplayer a little later on. I think it was multiplayer. Can't remember. But at the time where I was multiplaying with other people, it was just Warcraft 3 custom maps at that time. But it was Red Alert 2 was before that time, I think.
Best way to support the stream is to get stream loot cards.
My childhood's a blur when it comes to that. Oh, but I love freaking Command & Conquer games. I don't play them anymore. I don't know why. I just don't have time. They don't make strategy games like they used to, man. I want them to make... I know there's a game coming out soon that looks very much like a Command & Conquer game, but it's based on the Planetary Annihilation type of universe. They're making a new game, I think. Or it might be a different universe, but it looks similar. But it looks really good because they're actually following along actual strategy games from back then. You're going to make Renegade 2, but in the Red Alert universe, and EA cancelled the show as usual. I don't know what the game's called, but I saw Matt at Fur. He was like browsing through games, and he like stumbled upon that, and I was like, oh, I want to watch the trailer. And I watched the trailer. I was like, Petroglyphs is making a CNC successor. I wouldn't know. There is a community-made Renegade X, fully multiplayer, updated version of Renegade, which is pretty good. Alright, a lot of people love the multiplayer. I want good strategy game, excellent storyline. That's what I want. I don't care about multiplayer. I care about excellent story. I want actors to act out a cool-ass scenario where you can choose between the good guys or the bad guys or whatever you want to call it. The red and the blue or the yellow and the red if you like Tiberium Sun. All right, I want to choose between the two or even get that third one which is the aliens from Tiberian. I want to get that, all right? I want to go, I want to have that, and I want to have a great storyline with real actors that will act out scenarios and then do each of the maps, and then you go to the other team and then you see the other side of the coin. And oh, so good. with an actual campaign. Oh, so good. I love the campaigns. Oh, I want to play more campaigns like that, man. I want to end the mission, and then they go like, finally, we are able to launch the device, and then pew up in the air, and then everyone's just like, yeah, 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 yeah. And the other person's like, we took down the general of blah 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 blah. But it seems like some of them have left the building, and your daughter or wife is in there. I don't know. I can't really make a story up. I just want
William
I just want a good
RC4WD
campaign.
wants you to stretch.
I'm excited. I want a good campaign, man. Looked into 8-bit series and then the 9-bit armies game. It's as close to RTS we had in a long time. It's not perfect. I'll look into it. I'll stretch. Ugh. Thank you, Spatty. You know, I don't know if you do, but before you came in, I was like in a bit of a stressed mood, but now you got me really excited. Thank you. I know that wasn't your intention, but because you played Red Alert, that just like made my day, man. Well, for EA, they set a bar too high for profit on games and cancel games if they're not making them billions of dollars. I feel like Westwood had the right approach in the beginning until they, you know, got bought out by a publisher. Be right back. Got to shower before work. Paladova, have a good day, sweet bean. Hi. Matza. Mute. Matzia. Matzia? Matzia. Matzia. Hi, Matzia. Matzia. I got it right? You said it before. You enunciated it in chat before that. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Matzia. Thank you. I have to get it right. I'm not good at names. You know, in university, I feel so bad for this. In university, I knew somebody that were part of my friendship group outside of university. Not for any great, for any bad friendship group, but like she was a part of it. But she was also a shy person that we never really talked a lot. But she went to university with me. And I forgot her name. And it was the most simple name on the planet. And I constantly forgot it because my brain is like a sieve. It like registers information and then it goes, all right, her name? And get this, all right? I love this name. If I said to myself, if I had a daughter, I would name her this name. Such a simple name. You know what the name was? Sarah. Sarah. Her name was Sarah. And I forgot it 8 times. How did I forget her name? It's the most simple name ever. It's a name, I like that name, but I forgot the name. Sarah with an H. But I'm like 8 times. So like when I say I'm really bad at names and I apologize to somebody, I tell them that story. I say like, that's how bad I am. Now you're married? No. I'm married my fiance, who is Aki. Great Fleetwood Mac song. What? Hi, Otis Emper, how you doing? It's funny you say that because I really went to the radio. I'm so happy to hear I made your day. You made my day, you sweet man. Make people smile, laugh, and happy, laugh, smile, and cherish. Aw. Ghost Wolf, hi, Bead. Sarah by Fleetwood Mac. Oh. When is the big day? We waiting back from the government to tell us if I am eligible or not to have a fiance visa, and then I'll get a fiance visa. Then I have 3 months to fly to America and get married. And then after I get married, the fiance visa, which I think is called a K1 visa, will become a K2 visa, which is the permanent residence visa. The married in permanent residence through marriage visa, Then after the K2 visa, all right, then I can be eligible for a green card. So yeah. Wow. So yeah, we're waiting for the government to say yes to this so that I can go to the local embassy, go get the visa, so that I can go overseas to take the documentation and say, hey, we're getting married, here's the documentation, so that I can join into the family of Aki and then get a K2 visa. And then from then, I can get my green card. That's basically how it is. And then I'll become a citizen of the United States of America. So it's from, again, America. That goes the same for me and my boyfriend too. The US. Sounds complicated. It's very complicated. The thing is, like, I'll say this because I'm very ignorant of like other countries' problems, even though we already know that the whole world knows about America's problems. They kind of say it everywhere. Everyone outside of America, do you agree? We hear about America's problems all the time. It's a thing. Like everywhere else in the world, America, Do you hear anything about South Africa? Not until there's like a huge problem you hear about it for South Africa. But America, freaking this actress stubbed her toe and everyone knows about it, you know? All the time. All right. Besides that, okay, you agree with me on that. All right. America has the whole immigration problem thing, but yet they're so difficult. It's so difficult to immigrate. So like, how is the problem? If it's so difficult to immigrate, no, I don't understand. It's like illegal. I guess it's got to do with illegal immigration, but like, I don't know. So yeah, it's a big issue. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this shit. It's a little too difficult for me to talk about either. I'm not qualified to talk about it. I just, as a person who is immigrating to America, I feel like it's been like a very long and expensive process. I wish you all the best. Thank you, Matsia. Matsia. Do you know I have a extended family member, I guess you could say, an aunt called Lucia. So like, I don't know why the name's so difficult for me to say, but her name's Lucia, but she's from Hungary. So yeah, you're coming to America. Yeah, I'm coming to live in America. It's expensive. Yeah, very expensive in America. This is why I'm streaming every day. This is why I'm trying to I'm trying to do like I'm trying to finish up commission work so that if it gets a little too expensive and my month to month is a little bit too pricey, I can go back to commissions so that I can have like, you know, some money every month. You pronounce Hungary wrong. You say Hungary. I don't know. I say Hungary. I don't know why. I like saying Hungary. Hungary. I could say hungry. All right. But I feel like when I say that, people are going to be like, why are you hungry? And I'm like, no, I mean, the country. Oh, you mean Hungary? Immigration is definitely a hot topic. It's a very hot topic in America. I didn't think I want to really, really talk about it, but it is related to what I'm doing. So, where do you live? Like, you sound like you're from the UK. I am not from the UK. And a lot of people do say that I sound like I'm from the UK. But if Lance, am I from the UK? Do you sound like I'm from the UK? Have you ever heard somebody sound like me from the UK? All right, I feel like if I was from the UK, I would go like, hello, governor. Got a bunch of biscuits. Don't microwave that tea. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Sorry, I don't sound so bad. See, it sounds nothing like the UK. And UK is a mix of people with different accents. It's true. It's true. There's the Scottish, the Irish, and the English, and the Cockney, and the Welsh. Wait. The Welsh are part of the UK, right? Are they? I don't know. I don't know history. I just know Wales is another place. But like, are the Welsh, are they part of the, okay, so they are part of the UK. Maybe the Welsh should decide to like leave the UK, like Scotland should leave the UK. And then they go back to the EU. As is the Isle of Man. Sounds kind of hot. Can I go to the Isle of Man? I'm mostly accent deaf, so you have to have a very major accent before I could identify it. Not a lot of people can identify my accent. And they say, you sound between Australian and British. And I'm just like, I'm neither. And then they go like, huh? And they're like, I'm South African. I guess if I was in if I met a South African, they would immediately recognize my accent. I do sound like an South African sometimes, but I don't sound like the other accents in South Africa. I sound like the majority accent in South Africa, because I'm not Afrikaans. I don't come from Afrikaans household. There are other cultures here that sound completely different as well. And my accent is just based on English, I guess you could say. So there's that. And also the fact that I went overseas and I lived in like Australia and America for a time being. So I feel like I've mixed up some of the accents around there. So it kind of mixed up a little bit. But I don't sound like a classic Durban person or a classic Cape Townian person. Or, I don't know if Johannesburg people really have an accent. I've never really... Every time I talk to somebody from Johannesburg, they all sound like me, I guess. And then I lived in the Eastern Cape in South Africa for a long time. And a lot of people sound particularly South African, I guess you could say, there as well. So it's not... I don't know. I think I just developed a no accent, I guess. Seems like people, a lot of people don't get exposed to South African accents. I clocked it as soon as I turned on the channel. So do I sound like a South African? The thing is, like, a lot of people around me, I have, like, I live with friends. And a lot of them come from Afrikaans households. And some of them sound different, but some of them don't have an accent at all. So I know Tempest has specifically a South African accent. Matt, not particularly, but he can sound like he has a South African accent. Open Penzia. Hi, Open Penzia. Hi, how you doing? British has tons of accents. South Africa, I feel like South Africa has tons more accents because we have like a ton of cultures here. Lots of cultures. I'm talking about, we have, I think it's like 13, I might have it wrong, 13 African cultures. We have Indian. We have a lot of different Asian, which is also part of Indian, I guess. We have British. We have Irish. We have German. We have a lot of Dutch, obviously. And that Dutch is mixed with some French and German. So I guess, like, our country, the reason why our flag has so many colors is because we have so many cultures. That's the thing. Yeah, that's woo. And the accent in America would make you a huge hit with people hitting. I already deal with that. I don't understand why, but every time Aki's mom is on the call and I'm talking to her, she's like, man, your fiance sounds so nice. I was like, I can't get enough of that accent. I was like, what are you talking about? Do I have a good accent, Beans? Some people tell me I could be a voice actor. I really want to be a voice actor. But I'm too lazy to make like a portfolio. But if anyone came to me and said, hey, we're making this series, or we want to dub this anime, or we want to make this cartoon, or we want to play, we're making this game, but we need some voice actors, I'll be like, hell yeah, I'll go voice act for you. I'll do it. I want to grow my portfolio, so like, I'll do it. Yeah, Americans love different accents. Americans tend to fetishize accents more than appreciate it. Oh my god. But like, it is something I blush to, because like, a lot of people have said like, wow, I like your accent, where you from? But constantly, like, I get that a lot. And I'm flabbergasted by the idea that people like my accent. Because I really didn't think I had a good voice. But it's something that I think about from occasion, because of how many people have said that. It's kind of given me a big like confidence boost, you know. And I really needed that confidence boost in life. You do have a soothing accent. Your voice is pretty sweet. Thank you. Always flabbergasted and shocked people like my voice, so I can relate mostly. Same with the Aussie accents. We don't like ours. I like Aussie accents. There's a lot of great people that I've met in Australia, and a lot of beautiful people with beautiful accents there too. Not a lot of Australians have too much of the classic Australian accent, but they do. I do tend to get humorized if they do their abbreviations. All right, like Macca's, a Goonie. Go to the bottle. Akadaka. Bobby. I like the abbreviations. Pretty good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. We do that. We everything. With everything. I know. It's fun. I like it. I stayed in there for like 6 months. And the fact that you call chickens chooks is something I can't get over. I was just like... why are you saying chook? Chook sounds so weird, man. It sounds awful. Chooks, man. Chooks sound like you're... It sounds like a generalization of a culture, not gonna lie. Like, chooks mean chickens, but like, it's just the way it sounds. It just sounds awful. Chicken is a Northern English thing. We say kippen instead of chickens. Kippen? Oh my god. I just say chicken. We say chicken here in South Africa. Chicken. Chicken. What do you call our steak? Steak. We don't really have abbreviations for things. We do call traffic lights robots, but there's a reason for that. Because the police people, when vehicles were becoming a thing in South Africa, where they were becoming a thing and there weren't like really traffic lights or any rules, policemen would like direct traffic and look like robots, you know, while doing like like I can't do it with my hand. It doesn't detect there. Like they would look like robots, so we called them robots. Traffic lights in Dutch is verkeerslichten. 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 Ah. I don't know if I say it correctly in Dutch. I know that's how you'd say it in Afrikaans. Because it's very, very similar here. Except Afrikaans people call like... I can't remember the exact word, but I know that you call windows completely different things. Germans call it the same thing as Dutch people call it, but in Afrikaans, it's like completely different. Where's chai? Chai! What do they call in Afrikaans? What is a window again? I forgot. What was a window again? And then if you say the word, like a lot of Dutch people will go like, oh, okay. That's an interesting way of saying it. They don't say ram. It's fucking, let me go look it up. Hold on. Afrikaans to English. It's pretty easy, yeah? If it's there, it's there. If it's not. A window. Like a windowsill. Like a window of a house. No, wait, hold on. Put it in the Afrikaans thing. Switch between them. There we go. A venster. It's a venster. That's it. That's what Afrikaans call it. They don't call it a ram. It calls it a venster. In slang, it's a window. A venster, yeah. Sexy Vulpera Mage. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Euros community. Hope you enjoy your stay here on my page, was not. Welcome, welcome. But I think it's kind of interesting, cause like if we had to like name all the colors like groen, rooi, geel, things like that. Some of those words are very similar to Dutch, but some of them aren't. And then they go like what's cute in Dutch? Like cute, like you're a very cute person, or that's a cute little teddy bear. What's cute in Dutch? We say olijk. Schattig. We say olijk. And I have a friend, of skat. I mean, like, I'm pure Dutch. But the thing is, like, I have a Dutch friend where I said we call it olijk, and he goes like, wow, that's very old Dutch. And I was like, really? I was like, yeah, we used to say olijk, but we don't say olijk anymore. Shut is your we say scut. I think, right? We say scut. For love? I don't know. Actually, I'm not Dutch, so I'm like an American is to Spanish. I'm like an English American to Spanish. It's almost the same pronunciation. All I know is that sometimes you call them scuttable. Or scuttable. That's like a slang for like your love. Or leafy is another one. Leafy. We pronounce it schat. Schat. And you say scut. Schat. Some colors in English don't make sense of how we spell it. A fuchsia is pronounced fuchsia. I don't know. A libellum. Schat. Why do you the ch? We don't the ch. We the g's. You know? I like this. You like this? You can't say that much here. That's a swear word. That's a swear word. You can't say that. Well, at least in Afrikaans. Oh, we say school. We say kat. Yeah, we say kat. We don't say the other thing. The other thing is like if you had to go to South Africa and you had to go to a bar where typically Afrikaans people would go to, and you would call somebody that word, cat in Dutch, you'd get slapped in the face. It does not mean that. Well, it does, but it doesn't. It's a swear word. Oh, cat is the male version of the female. I know, but it's a swear word. Very bad. Oh my god. Yeah, it's I mean, like, you could be around somebody that would be laughing at you because they're at a bar and they would all be drunk and they would be like, ah, and they'll call you names back and they would laugh about it and they was like, yeah, have a drink on me. Now I want to know, what does it mean? Think about it in the sense that you're, in the English sense, it would, if you had to put that in the English sense, as a kitty cat, and you put a Y at the end, and it would be a part of a human anatomy part of a female, and then it would say it in the same sense as you say in your mom. So it's basically the same thing. It's like saying your mom, basically. And we know that English people don't like when you say that. Yeah. Now what? See it? See what I mean, Matsia? That your message got auto stuffed out. Anyway, hi there, Pinball Retriever. Of course, I came in when Spatty goes away. Oh, well, Spatty raided it a few minutes ago. It's okay, you sweet bean. But I'm just saying, it's a swear. It's not typically people who say it in South Africa aren't typically the type of people who are happy saying the word. Yep, I missed his raid. So so asked who he raided. He raided me. Oh, you're what? What do you say, Matsuya? I know what you're saying, Bean. Yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Alright. I need to finish up this commission, though. So I'm going to focus just a little bit on the line art. Not too much. I'm still going to be talking stuff. But I do need to finish this up. I mean, we've been talking for the last 1.5 hours. Need to finish this up so I can start coloring and shading, man. Blee. Happy is... Fuck, I forgot. What's the word for happy in Afrikaans again? Happy is... Frickin' Bly. Is it Bly? Is it Bly? Is Happy Bly? Okay, probably is Bly. Chai would know. They're Afrikaans. I thought it was something else. I might be mistaken because I'm not Afrikaans, so like a lot of you're asking the wrong person, Matsia. But I do know some words. I know how to read between the lines when Afrikaans people are talking to each other, and I know what they're saying. I just can't communicate back because it will be a jumbled mess of English words, some Afrikaans words, and then fumbling tenses. I'm very bad at other languages. I can't. I've tried learning for many years. My brain just can't connect the dots. Unfortunately, I don't know why. A lot of people probably don't understand. Like I think people who can speak 2 languages will be able to understand this. But you know that switch in your head where you talk in one language and then you switch to the other. It's kind of like it takes a while before you can like start talking in that language. I don't have that switch. It doesn't click for me. It doesn't just snap into existence. I can only speak English. And I've tried learning other languages. If I'm not actively speaking it, it's not going to, stick in my head. My brain don't work that way, unfortunately. And I've tried. I think the problem stems from my school. Yesterday I was talking about, I didn't have the best classmates when I came to my school. Like, people were they bullied a lot, alright? And one of the things they did do was, they bullied people who they thought were more smarter than them. Obviously, that's like, a lot of kids around the world do that. But these specific kids would go like, if you don't know something, they would laugh at you for it. And Afrikaans was my worst subject, like my worst subject. I tried my best. I went to extracurriculum activities with it. I did a lot. I've tried my best to get my grades up, and I had to get my marks bumped up to pass like the last year of high school, which we call matric. That's how bad it was. I couldn't. It didn't click for me. And it's kind of funny. I think because of this specific moment, I gave up on learning any other language, and that barrier is a complete block to me now, because I can't learn any languages anymore because of this specific traumatizing moment in my life. And I'll tell you the moment, and I'll tell you how my teacher corrected this by actually passing my grade for me. All right? You know when you do oral presentations, do speeches in class, and you write about something and you talk about it in class? Well, obviously, you would do the same thing with your secondary language as well. And the secondary language would be Afrikaans for me. And I would prepare these speeches, and I didn't really understand genderizing how you would structure a sentence using gender. Now, in Afrikaans, there's kind of this weird, okay, like hy means he and say means she, but syne means there, things like that. All right, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm correct in this. I might be completely wrong. But there's like syne and stuff like that. So we have say and hey, but you could say he will have his time. Let's say that's a sentence. He will have his time. In Afrikaans, there is an exception to the word, because his wouldn't be syne, but it could transverse from his, could be say. If you're saying the same person or the same he had his in the same sentence. So you could have say in it, but the problem is say is she and hey is he and Hyveen. And what I did in the sentence was I was talking about how my friend would be arguing, because we were doing a debate oral presentation, and I would say I would be doing this specific thing, and he would be doing his he would do his like argument back to me or something like that. And I would say, I don't know the full sentence. I'm gonna mess this up so much because I don't know Afrikaans too much. Hy wil say, hy wil something say, and then as soon as I said say, the entire classroom laughed at me, and I was like, "Why are you laughing?" And then they were like, "You don't even know that you just called them a she," and I was like, "No, but isn't there like some sort of rule where if you said he in the beginning of a sentence, it changes it to say somewhere along the line?" And then they were like, "No," and I was like, "But isn't that what we were taught?" And then they were like, "No," and then they said these words, and I hate to repeat it, so I'm just going to abbreviate it so that you guys could know. If you guys don't know, I went to a school for people with mental and physical disorders, so this would make a lot of sense now. The sentence was, "I've heard many hard things in my entire life, but you're the biggest R word I've ever met." And then the teacher laughed at me. And ever since then, I just decided I'm not going to learn Afrikaans. Because obviously, if a teacher laughs at me, and the whole class laughs at me, why should I bother learning something? So, The teacher was like really empathetic afterwards. She came to me outside while I was waiting for like me to be picked up after school by my mom for some reason. And she sat down next to me and said, like, understand this. I know what you're trying to do in the class. And she was trying to teach me stuff. And I literally looked at her and I said, what are you doing? And she was like, I'm just trying to show you what this specific thing was all about. And I was like, I don't care anymore. I stopped caring the moment you defended somebody that called me an R word. And she was like, okay, I understand. And she walked away. And after that, I think she felt so guilty that I said those words to her. She did everything in her power to make sure that I passed my exams. I got... In South Africa, we have percentages. We don't have A's and B's and C's and F's and all that kind of stuff. We have percentages. And the percentage for a secondary language, the minimum is 30% out of 100%. I had 27% in my final exam. She went to the Department of Education and she said, hey, this kid really struggles with this. He's been doing all these extracurricular stuff. He's been really trying his best. Can you just bump it up so he can pass? It's his last year. And then they bumped my marks up to 30% and I passed. I would have failed if it wasn't for her. So I guess she made up for it. But it still doesn't make up for the trauma that she caused. That trauma is now my blockage in my mind. Every time I learn anything, any language, I have a fear that somebody's going to laugh at me if I make a simple mistake in another language. And I can't get that out of my head. I've tried. I went to therapy for it. I can't. It's a barrier that I cannot face. And at this point in time, I literally tell people that I have monolinguancy. I think I made it up. Where I can't learn another language. It just makes it easier than saying, hey, I'm traumatized for life. At the same time, learning another language is not really important. And the places that I'll be living at, most people speak English anyway, so it doesn't bother me anymore. What an immature reaction for a teacher. It could have been a learning experience. She could have said something like, I know what you're talking about. I know the rule you're talking about. Don't worry. And then she could have turned that situation into a learning experience for the entire class. Instead, she laughed at me. Just like the other freaking people in class laughed at me. We would go to a school, and I played in my head, and I always think, like, what could I have said back then? I could have said, we go to a school where we study, we learn. I'm not going to know everything, and I really struggle with this freaking subject. Instead of laughing at me, calling me an R word, could you just teach me so I can know for the future? Maybe it could be a little bit more mature, but my class wasn't mature. They had the worst reputation for being the biggest bullies in the entire school. I didn't have a good classroom at that point, so there was nothing I could do. I mean, let me just I'm gonna give you a bigger picture. We had a teacher who lasted a year in my school. Our classroom called that teacher names, threw things at them. That guy sent so many of our students in class to detention, to the principal's office, but our class never changed. So I was in the troubled classroom, man. I was in the troubled student. It was awful. Hi, Russ. How you doing, Russ? And that's so weird. It's weird. I felt like such an outcast that day. And that's the reason why I don't know how to speak Afrikaans. And I don't know how to speak other languages. Because I have this barrier that I cannot get over. Because I constantly have this fear. Every time I want to talk to somebody who understands that language, I have a fear that they're going to laugh at me. And as soon as they laugh at me, I'm going to break down. Sorry. It is a really hard thing to talk about because that day caused a lot of moments in my life that could have been like resolved by just a teaching moment. I'm alright. Just been busy with stuff. Ah, I know, Bean.
Chayad is hugging Nanuk.
All the hugs, Chaya. I try to learn. You know, every time I ask my friends who are Afrikaans what this word is in Afrikaans, I constantly laugh at what the word is because I don't want them to laugh at me for not knowing it. You know, that's I just realized that's probably what I do. I didn't realize that until now, but I constant, you can even ask Matt, if every time I ask what a word is, I go like, seriously, it's that? Maybe it's because I just don't want them to laugh first so that I can, like, you know, laugh with them instead of them laughing at me for not knowing it. Mom taught elementary school the horror stories I could tell. This was in high school. This was in the second last year of high school. You're a good bean. Thank you, Ichigo. Good morning, Peter Matthews. God, I don't think I've ever told people that entire story from scratch and what I felt about it. I like brush it off like it's nothing and the reason why I block out like stuff, but I've never really said the whole entire story. I think I understand why it bothers me so much. I just didn't realize it until I talked about it now. It's okay. It's okay, guys. I mean, I could say I'm ready to let go. And I should. You know, I should learn that language and not fear being laughed at. I don't think anyone's going to do that anymore. I think we live in a world now where that kind of stuff is inexcusable behavior. And if I had to be transported to the time now and people said you're an R word for not knowing this, I don't think anyone anywhere would accept that. Talk therapy is a real skill. I desperately wished I learned that language, and I blamed it on not learning it sooner. Because if I learned maybe my home life was just Afrikaans, I wouldn't be in that situation specifically. And then I spoke to a lot of Afrikaans people, and they told me I was correct. Like you can say as a male terminology if you already said hey, because you don't want to say hey twice in the sentence. I don't know the R word. I don't know the R word, but no one should be call others any names. The R word is a word for somebody with a mental or physical disorder. Is the bad word for it. The word would describe somebody that it's just a really bad word. It's like saying the F word for homosexual people. It's like saying the N word for African Americans. It's the same thing. It's not the same thing. I'm just saying it has the same connotation and hurtful meaning through it. It's a word that you can't say on Twitch, and no one and one shouldn't say anyways. Yep. I just can't believe that so many people in that classroom accepted that word. I listened to it and I thought, we're in a school full of people with disabilities, and you use that word to hurt others? Where? Why? Is it like projecting? I feel like it might have been like a projection thing. You might have been like called that constantly and you just used it as a word to like empower himself but hurt others. I was about to say, quite an inappropriate term, if that helps with context. The word is still used in music to designate when you should slow down. Really? I didn't know that. I studied some like music theory when I was doing piano lessons, guitar lessons, and vocal coaching growing up. I didn't know that word was actually a word in music theory. Interesting. To slow down. Isn't that like a tempo? Doesn't tempo mean to slow? No, tempo means the speed of which it is. Another word's been called a few times when I was younger. I still don't care what people call me, as long as it's just a word at the end of the day. For me, it wasn't just a word. And a lot of people go like, sticks and stones. The problem is, like, for me, words do hurt a lot more than you think, because the words can, like, resonate in your mind for years. You can have a scar on your face. You can have a scar on your thumb, like I had with a light bulb. But, like, I don't know, the scars in your mind, that cannot be covered up. It's gonna stay there forever, I feel. Sheet music, I encountered it a lot. Oh, interesting. Hi Wheezy, how you doing? Words have power, yeah. Words do have power. Just be careful what you say to people. It could, like, traumatize them for life. It traumatized me for life. I can tell you that. That wasn't the first time somebody said that word to me. But I don't have to talk about it again. But it is a hard subject sometimes to talk about. But other than that, I try. The R word can be used to describe the process, the activity, slow down. In fact, the class of chemicals that use that word as a root to describe what they do. Oh, yeah. Okay, I didn't actually connect those words. I didn't actually connect it. But I've heard it before. I thought it was just interesting. I didn't know that word actually means to slow down. You learned something, right? Outside of a very narrow uses, it is a very bad word to use here. I do have one thing I fear talking about with others, because that changed how you would likely look at me. Don't talk about it. Keep it to yourself, Bean. Trust me. Keep it to yourself. If you want to talk about it, you can. There are resources to talk about it. I mean, it's one thing to talk about trauma, but it's if it's gonna change your outlook or people's outlook on you, I'd say go to a therapist for that specific purpose. It's not good to talk about in front of others, because I have a perception of you, and it's a very good perception. I don't want that perception to change, if that's okay. Very much want that to be. I want to be ignorant. It's not exactly the same as the slowing down term for music, but you can definitely see the similarity. Yeah. Hi, Irby. How you doing, Irby? Legato, staccato, legato. Isn't legato mean smooth in music, and then staccato means rigid, like bap 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 instead of a line. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Instead of going with the flow, it would be like this when it comes to music. Legoshi. What about Legoshi? You like Legoshi beats? I haven't seen anything about Beastars in a long time. Are they even making another season? What are you talking about? I am Taiwanese and I had a weird teacher in my elementary school. When I was in 3rd grade, the teacher pretty much told me that I can't have recess because you're... That's awful. What? What? You should have, like, told the principal or something. That's stupid. Man, that makes me angry. Making season 3. How long? How long is it going to take? It's been, like, freaking 6 years, man. Probably. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a long time. And you should make another B&A series. Season. I've only seen season 1. Is there any more B&A? Man, B&A was great. It was so good. I was so good. Why did they make another season? Is it just like... Are they just gonna end it there? I guess you could. I mean, it ended like perfectly. Okay. But it's like some of those series, like you want more of. You want more explanation. You want to know what the hell are these superpowers at the end of the frickin' series? What the hell happened? How did that become a thing? I want more information, man. More information. Go read the manga. I don't want to read manga. I want to watch. I want to watch voice acted things, man. I had something similar with grammar lessons. And I was really slow at it. And when others got to do arts and stuff, I had to finish my lessons. Later found out I was dyslexic. There was a lot of dyslexic people in my school. I wasn't diagnosed with dyslexia. I just feel like I didn't read enough when I was younger. So I stumble upon my words when I'm reading. But since I started streaming, I've gotten so much better at reading. I'm actually really proud of myself. I really think I have dyslexia, but I say that I have dyslexia. But at the same time, maybe I do. I'll be back. The Queen Ivy are going for our walk. Have a good walk, Bean. Time for school. Later. Bye, Paladova. Hope you enjoy the artwork when it's done today. Have a good walk, Russ. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Press the burr, gonna do burr things. Walking is a burr thing? I mean, like, that sounds like a most animal thing. Most mammal thing. Most mammals. Most mammals do the walking thing. Is there a mammal that doesn't walk? Is a snake a mammal? I don't know if a snake is a mammal. Is a snake a mammal? Because they don't walk. They slither. A dolphin. Oh yeah, a dolphin doesn't walk, it swims. No. What is a snake? A reptile. Oh yeah. Okay. Shh. I'm stupid, okay? I was diagnosed with autism when I was 10. I had modified classes during the whole school years, and I never did well in school. I am a hands-on kind of learner. I'm 2. Trust me, I had severe learning disability when I was younger. And then, funnily enough, I went through this... I feel like it's one of these pseudo courses that you listen to, just like an audiobook. And I listened to it, and it worked. But it feels like one of those pseudo... learning courses that will work. Hi, love. And these pseudo learning courses unlocked my mind because it was called Mega Memory. That was the courses. You can look it up somewhere. It was called Mega Memory, and what it tried to do was to try to give you visualization of stuff and organize your mind. I feel like it was one of those clickbaity afternoon commercial things for this price. We're slashing it down to $3.99.95, things like that. You know, all right. I feel like it was one of those things that's infomercial garbage, but it worked. And the problem is, it didn't work the way I think the course is intended. What it did was I ended up listening to music, and while listening to music, I found that I was able to focus better, and it was classical music, like without words and stuff in the background. And I would listen to I put the classical music in my ear, and it would be like this white noise where I'd look down and I would be able to read everything and retain the information. And I was just like, wow. And then after that, my marks got higher. All right, I was signed to like pass grades, and like get my freaking level of education was up there. And I went to do like better mathematics classes and all that kind of stuff, and I did exceptionally well with mathematics and history and geography and like business studies, all that kind of stuff. I retained the information. And in school, I was given the permission to listen to music while I was learning, and it actually made me learn better. And I was like, oh wow! I was like retaining everything. The problem is, like, the students could see that I was doing better, so they teased me for things that I didn't do better, and that's where the other problem came in. But because of that, I was able to retain information. I had to have my mom sit on the bed, like sit on the bed with me with my homework, and like literally what she would call it is drum the information into my head. And she would like read the thing, and she would say, how do you spell bouquet? And I was like, B-O-O-K. Things like that. I was very bad. I was really bad. Mathematics, super bad. Frickin' geography, super bad. I was bad at everything. But my mom drummed it into my head. She called it drummed it into my head. She finally got, like, yeah, you did it. You did. So my mom was like first hand with me when it came to that. And yeah, like music actually helped me focus. And I think it was more of an ADHD thing than anything else. But I also had like absence epilepsy, which was called petite mal, which is like called little disease. It's like it's a absence seizures where I wouldn't look like I'm having an epileptic fit, but I would literally space out or black out, and then people think it's like in relation to like not focusing and then thinking about going into another world. For me, it's more like you would like be sitting there, and all of a sudden that you'd come back and it would be like gargled noise, and then it would be like they're talking about a different subject, and you're just like, what? That was me. I had that in school, and I hated that. And a lot of people didn't get that because I had a lot in high school. And one of my teachers was really angry with me because they sent me to detention every single day for like half a year because I forgot to do my homework. But it's not that I forgot to do my homework, it's that I didn't write down the homework down in my diary, because we had like little diaries. I don't know if you had diaries in school to do homework and you have to write them down. You had to do these tasks, write them down, complete the thing, bring it back tomorrow. Obviously you had homework, but you had to write it down in our diary. I didn't write it down because I was like, what homework? Because I didn't know. I didn't know what you were talking about. And she was like, yeah, I gave you homework, you didn't do it, you go to detention. And she did that every single time. And then after a while, she was like, she came up to me and was like, no, what's wrong? Why aren't you doing your homework? And I was like, because you don't give us homework. And then she was like, yes, I do. I write it down on the board every day. And I was like, I'm sorry, I just don't remember you saying anything about it. And she was like, she actually, at some point, she went like, huh. And then she went, looked up my records. And then she read that I had petite mal. And she was like, oh, oh, I was treating the student like every other student, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna treat you a little differently in class. And no one else in the class really cared about this, so I wasn't really bullied for it. But like, I was when homework was a thing, she would look at me directly and say, "You got that, Nanook?" And then I was like, "Yes, I wrote it down here." And it was like, "Good." Never again did I fail to write down my homework in my diary, because first-hand teaching is how I needed it. I wasn't a trouble kid. I was just, you know, challenged, I guess you could say. But that was it. That was the little story. Did you have fun with that story, B? A bouquet, yeah. Could never spell bouquet. Gotta rub it in. Oh yeah, that sounds like dyslexic. Spelling things the way you hear them. I guess it was more that I couldn't retain the information. And when I read books, I was so bad. I would read books and I'd be like, the brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I would do that a lot. And it wasn't that I couldn't read it. I could literally see it in my head. I could see all the words. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I could read the whole sentence in my head, but it didn't come out of my mouth. And I was like, I don't know why. Like, I would read it, and while I was reading it, my voice would be interrupted in my brain because I couldn't focus on the words, because my voice would be interrupting me, and I couldn't focus because like of that. I was like, it was something. I was awful. But yeah, and I always felt like the words were blurred out for me. Like I could only see one word at a time, and I couldn't read them in order because my eyes would go like that way and this way and that way and that way because of ADHD, and I couldn't focus really well. So understand that's the reason why I was in that specific school. I was really bad at learning. I like that when she finally realized it, she made changes to what she did, even if it took a while. What are we talking about? Yep, we had diaries too. Is that like a to-do list? Yes, it's like a to-do list. We enjoy story time with the Autobad. I was bad at reading too. I was 2 years behind on Dutch at the age of 10 or 11 compared to others. Really bad. English was really bad for me too. I was really bad at it. I was heckin' nervous when I had to read something in a group, and I would mess up a lot, and I would be sweating, and my brain would be bazillion miles an hour. The same with me, but since I went to a school with a lot of people like that, and not a lot of people really cared, because a lot of people in my class were dyslexic as well, so no one really judged based on that. So if you weren't able to read, like most of the people in the class weren't able to read properly. It was only after I put music in my ear, it was like white noise, quieted everything, and I was able to look at the words and read everything properly. And that's probably why I'm able to talk to you guys about these subjects, because I'm listening to music in the background. Even though YouTube, there's no music for you guys, but there's music on stream. So yeah, like, music actually really helps me be able to focus and talk. But if you notice, like, when I'm talking about something and TTS plays, it interrupts me and I can't speak. I just can't. When somebody else is talking, I can't talk either. It's just how I am. But I've learned to control that side of me, and ever since I started streaming, I've gotten exceptionally good at reading. So I think I'm just forced into this environment where I feel like people are watching me, but people can't interrupt me anymore, so I'm not nervous about it. For me, it was to figure out, it was figured out because I got English and I didn't have issues with it, which normally is the other way around. Japan made a speech jammer that basically gives your voice back to you with a delay. Ooh, I don't know if I'd like that. The thing is, I learnt how to talk and how to read over my voice speaking. It took a long time. Cognitive function goes out the window. Two people start talking. Yep. Happens to me all the time. And I think it's like relatable to a lot of people too. I think it's a skill that you need to learn. How to talk over someone is a literal skill that you need to learn. But I've never been able to perfect it. Unless I'm having a good day, where I call a good day a day where my ADHD brain is chemicals are balancing out and things are working properly. I call that a good day. So yeah. It helps to have a community that is awesome like this one too, yeah. Beans, I accept you for who you are. And if you have any like issues or you have any problems and stuff like that, know that everyone here is willing to help. Willing to help. When you have a clear mind, love those days. Love it when I have a clear mind. I need to finish this line art. I mean, we've been talking for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I haven't even finished the line art of this character. God damn it. Ba, ba, ba. Ba. Ba, ba, ba. Ba. Ooh. I think you call these harmonics, right? It's a guitar thing. Harmonics, right? Oh, I love harmonics. It's a skill that you have to learn to be able to like pluck the string at the right frequency and release the note to be able to play that note at that time. You can also do harmonics without like strumming. You can just go ding ding. I love harmonics. Harmonics are so good. It sounds so nice. It's like music that's like candy for my ears. I was about to say it's music to my ears, but it's literally music to my ears. It's like candy for my ears, man. I don't do instruments. I don't do the instruments. I think I call it harmonics because it sounds like, you know, harmonizing with the note. I studied a little bit of music theory, and I played guitar for a few years. I actually own 2 guitars, which are gonna give away when I move to America because it's too big. Makes sense. Bop, 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 bop. Music is nice. I like music. I wish I could have gone far with my music career, but at the same time, I'm happy with where I am now. I mean, it doesn't mean I can't go back to my music career. Leonardo da Vinci only started to become famous when they were 42, 43 years old. So he only really took his job seriously around that age, and a few years later, he passed away. Harmonics are generally frequencies that are a whole number of multiples of a bass frequency. Somebody's a nerd. I'm joking, like Emo Kin. Nerd. Ba 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 ba. You know, in the Minecraft server, the Fear Nightfall thing, I finally managed to make enough drives for my applied logistics that I can store all my items and all of my tools into it. I also made a huge mine. And I got to the level where diamonds are, so I'm beginning to like farm diamonds for an hour. The only problem with Fear Nightfall is that gosh darn cave dweller scares the bejesus out of me because it just spawns out of nowhere. It doesn't matter if there's holes or not. It's just they just appear out of nowhere and attack you with a deafening scream of screaminess. Hi, Flair. How you doing, bean? Wishes you a wonderful day. Wow, Flair. How dare you? How dare you? Why aren't you having a wonderful day, huh? Come here and give me your wonderful day. How dare you? Hi, Flair. It's been a while, sweet bean. Thank you for a shout out to Flair. I'm good. Aw, you good. Oh, Flair, good. You come to see some art. I've been like, I've been talking about so many other topics on stream that I haven't even gone far with this. But I need to finish it on stream today. So I need to focus. Don't get me started on nerd stuff. Your brain will blue screen. Oh, are you a big nerd? I'm also a nerd sometimes. I can talk about, I'm one of those people that can talk about a lot of subjects, but I don't know everything about the subject. So when I talk about it, I could be excited and talk about it. The people will go like, I'm glad you're excited and talking about it. But like half the information you gave is completely wrong. And I'm like, I can talk about science, but I've never learned science. I can talk about music theory, but I haven't learned the entirety of music theory. I can talk about mathematics, but I can get equations wrong. Focus! I'm focusing! I'm doing it. God, Flair, help me. People are bullying me in Chan. I spent all day yesterday making a model in my Halloween outfit. Ooh, I wonder what that looks like. My fiance has a Halloween outfit now. Made by the wonderful Just Pony. Looks really good. I don't have a Halloween outfit. I'll talk about you, love. To be fair, you do look like a banana. This is a chocobo. It's not a banana. It's a chocobo. Where's your banana? You're a banana. Why are you talking to me a banana? Where did that come from? I'm insulted. How dare you? How you doing, Daki? I do. I have spots on my ears. You have spots in your ears. I'll spot your ears. I'm good, and hope you're well. I'm fine. Somehow that's worse than calling it a chicken. It's not a banana. There we go. I got a space helmet now. Can't say anything back. Don't call me a stormtrooper, please. For the love of God. Just ignore this. There we go. See? I'm space helmet. Yeah, correct. That is correct a way of pronouncing the sounds Chocobo makes. You are indeed correct. You need to wear a helmet because Chad is so stinky. Exactly. I had a shower this morning, alright? A long shower, alright? I washed underneath my armpits. I washed my hair. I cleaned everything. I even have a little, I forgot what you call them. Those things that you scrub underneath your feet and they take your calluses away. Those things. I have that stone. And I scrub underneath my feet. Do you scrub underneath your feet, Beads? I bet 99% of you don't scrub underneath your feet and there are a bunch of calluses underneath there, aren't there? Yeah, I know you. Oh, that one. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah. Let's see, I have a stone. Foot care? Alright, if you take care of your feet, it means you take care of the rest of your body. Your feet are the easiest things to forget about, alright? Always take care of your feet. Alright? I'm not into that kind of stuff. Don't think, I'm just saying that it's good to take care of your feet. Because guess what your feet do? They help you walk around every time. They carry the literal weight of you, alright? Take care of them. Unless you're American, I guess. Oh my god. Pumice stone. Yeah, that's a pumice stone. Puma stone. I got that. I got two of those. Also got that thingy-majiggy that has the bristles, the metal bristles, and has like the little hole on the other side that you scrub your feet, and then it gets all the calluses away, and then you have powder, and you just put it inside the bin. I got that thingy too. All right, I got everything. I take care of my feet. I got a foot bath. I can like foot baths. Okay, honk honk. Kisco Cloud. Hi Kisco Cloud. How you doing? Literal. I can't type today. Cusco. Hi Cusco. That's Koi Cusco. Hi Cusco's new groove. Holy heck, is that droid a big boss? No. Big boss? Who's big? You mean like from... What is that freaking game series that people talk about but I've never played? Metal Gear Solid? Is that from that? Is Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid? It is Metal Gear Solid. Okay. I'm so familiar. I've never played Metal Gear Solid, okay? And everyone's gonna be like, oh, how dare you not play Master Chief? And I'm like, I didn't have the console for it. Douchebags. Yes, Metal Gear Solid. Okay, fine. It's not Master Chief, or whatever his name is. Big Boss, okay? It's not Big Boss. It's a panda bear with a freaking mask on its eye, okay? That's it. Your face is Big Boss. I got something signed by Paul Aidling. Who's that? He's a really nice guy. You know what's really funny? I was streaming.
I see the
Hi,
most epic
Zarafiel.
otter.
I think of the whole year of tier 1, you sweet bean. Looks mate, thank you. You know, okay, I'm gonna tell you a little story. I'm focused, but this is about my streaming, all right? You know, one day I was streaming, playing a game or something, and somebody was at some furry convention, but they were taking a break and watching my stream. And they came to me and they said, I can't remember what his name is, but when you say his name, I'll be like, yes, it's that person. The creator of Fairly Odd Parents. He was like, do you like Fairly Odd Parents? Oh, I love the show. But before he did that, he was like, did you know that this person, Butch Hartman, there we go, Butch Hartman. Butch Hartman is with me, and I was like, who? Because I don't know names. Okay? I'm bad with names. And they were like, you know, Fairly Odd Parents is the creator. And I was like, oh shit. Hi. He says hello. And I was like, hi. And he was like, he asked me a question. He said, if you had one wish, what would it be? And I said, for you to be happy. And he said, you're cute. Maybe I'll draw you. I feel so embarrassed that I said who? This is a freaking creator of Fairly Odd Parents, man. Why would you know who he is? I don't know. He's famous creator. No. I don't know most. I don't even know who created Ben 10, let alone who created Pokemon. Who created Pokemon? Don't Google it. Tell me in chat. Can you tell me their name? Bet you can't. I bet it's a Japanese creator, right? I feel like really bad for saying that. Obviously, because Nintendo and Pokemon Company, Japan. Love, you don't know who made Pokemon? The Pokemon Company. Gotta catch them all.
Let me distract you while you try to focus on arts.
For 38 months. Let me distract you while you try to focus on arts. You are distracting me. I didn't know who Butch Hartman was. Can I have a shout to Zarafiel as well, please? I'd appreciate that. I don't know who created almost any of my favorite shows. Satoshi Tajiri. I've never heard that name in my entire life. I feel bad that I don't know. I don't even know who created freaking... Everybody knows this person. And this person passed away recently, and I still can't remember their name. And it's the creator of Dragon Ball Z. I'm bad at names. I watch a show, I like show, I move on to next show. You can't fault me for that, okay? I look at the credits. I don't retain names. Futurama is easy. It's Matt Groening and David X. Cohen. Nope. Never heard those names in my life. I'm back. Welcome back, Russ. Did you have a good walkie, sweet bean? I'm the same way. I suck at remembering names. I just don't remember. I go like, is this useful information to me? No? Okay. I'm like
King 93 is smooching Nanuk and Aki.
I'm like BBC Sherlock. You know I'm talking about? I'm talking about Sherlock from like the show Sherlock. I'm talking about Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, I know his name. Well, I mean, who wouldn't? I loved him in Low Parts, okay? Alright, and also I used to say, oh, it's Benedict Cumberbatch. Alright, I'm like he quotes in the series. Why would I know how the moon works? Is it necessary for me to know? No, I don't retain the information. That's me. All right. What does your super suit taste like? Spandex, probably. Good old Benedict coming mustache. Cucumber patch. Sorry. It was funny. Like a lot of people were making like names out of his name, but like, I mean, like he became a popular figure. I mean, like he's a very famous actor now. He's like a part of like a lot of pop culture actors at this point. All right, it's like not knowing who Whoopi Goldberg was, or or not knowing who. Fuck, I need to think about names now. Steven Spielberg as a director. Like it's like those names. They're like very pop culture type of things. I can't remember the rest of the people's names. Robert Downey Jr. There we go. It's another name. See, I can't think about names right now. But like it's like saying you don't know these names. As soon as I hear them, I go like, yeah, I know who they are. I can put a face to them. But a lot of the times, like people who create series or create shows, and then they say, you don't know who this person is. You don't know Butch Hartman. And I'm like, no. Are they a famous actor? Can I put a face to them? Like, no, not really. You can put a cartoon to them. And I was like, oh, okay. I know who Laura Frost is. All right, Laura Frost, creator of so many of our beautiful shows on Cartoon Network. I know who Laura Frost is. All right. But I don't know for the life of me most of the other people, because Laura Foster's was at least talked about a lot in conversation. You know, a lot of people talked about. Oh, I loved it when she was doing My Little Pony on the first couple of seasons, and then she left, and then everything fell out of place in My Little Pony, and then she came back, and it was like, oh, and then she went away again, and now it's fallen out of control. That kind of conversation. So obviously I know her name because of that conversation. Getting some food, be back soon. All right, Bean. I need to get Benedict Cumberbatch, Cumberband. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Thank you for the hype trade, Beans. But you know what I'm talking about, man. Everybody who likes My Little Pony talks about Lauren Foss like she's a god among men. I did enjoy early My Little Pony. I think most people did. It is a very entertaining show that had great pacing, great character development, and a lot of nuance, especially a show that had popular songs written into it. And because of all that, it became a very popular show. And I did enjoy the series as well. I wouldn't call myself brony. I never got to that part. thankfully. Not to say anything bad about anyone, but I'm just saying that the show was good. I just didn't become a part of the fandom of it. Never watched it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like I'm not saying that lightly. I mean, like, it is actually a good show. Like, if you haven't given it a chance, you probably missed the mark already. But that was a good show. I think it's still around. I'm just not quite sure. I've never watched it in like a long time. I kind of just fell out of place after a few seasons later, and then I just kind of like went, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm getting bored. Kisco Cloud, what are you doing? What are you dashing for? Never watched. You feeling better, Sarah? Sarah, are you feeling better, Sarah? I hope so. Ba 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 da ba da ba ba da ba da ba da ba. Ba da ba da ba ba da ba da ba ba da ba da ba ba. I never watched it, but I heard about the two sisters storyline. That part sounds fun. Yeah, I know that. I watched like 3 or 4 seasons. Pretty much the same. 3 or 4 seasons. Fixing my keyboard, not sticking my fingers together with super glue. Why are you super gluing your keyboard? Why are you super gluing your keyboard? Are your keys coming off? My keys come out on my keyboard sometimes, especially when I'm playing horror games. It's kind of funny because when I play horror games, I kind of tend to shake if I get jump scared, and then my keys just fly out. They just like fly out, and I have to go looking for them. Cute songs, decent lessons to teach the kids. Lovely world building. That's My Little Pony. I do like a show, a cartoon that specifically has character development, but a lesson inside that. This is why I like Digimon a lot. I feel like the first season was a brilliant display of what character development was, and a lot of teaching moments for children. Because a lot of those lessons that you learn in Digimon, you could also think about in life, and you have to watch like the whole show to understand them. And it's just fun to watch at that point. And the reason why I liked it more than I liked Pokemon. And I'm trying to down Pokemon. Pokemon's a good series, okay? Don't hate me. I just feel like it didn't have as much character development as Digimon did. Digimon was like very on top of that. And they knew when to end with something and start something new with another thing. And I feel like they got a lot of slack because they had Mon in the name. If they changed it and they didn't have Mon in the name, it would have been completely different, and people probably would have enjoyed Digimon better if it wasn't called Digimon. You know what I mean? It has been for years. I had to super glue and fix my VR headset. So why not fix other things you need with glue? I mean, like, you do you. I wouldn't super glue my keyboard together. Unless you're talking about like, oh, it's like it's snapped on the side and it's cracking over here. Okay, maybe you super glued. But like, if it's your keys that come flying out like mine, I wouldn't super glue my keys into my keyboard. I wouldn't do that. I would just buy new keys, or I'd buy a proper new keyboard that doesn't have all those problems. Is Crab Rave playing? I love it. There's Crab Rave. I'm gonna take your auto pop, Russ. My auto pop. You mean like this jump scare? Oh wow, is that jump scare? Is that Gar? Oh my god, is Gar have a jump scare emote? The flip. You'll take my popsicle out there. Oh, poor thing. Oh, poor thing. Crab Rave, dance break time. No, it's not break time. It's been break time this whole time. I need to do art. Maybe our break time is literally doing art. The rest of the time it's just talking. Absolute nonsense. He has a oh, it's sinny. Oh, it's sinful. It's a sinful jump scare. Oh, I thought it was Gar for a second. No, wait, hold on. They're completely different. It is Gar up there, and that's sinful down there. Oh, I see. No, that's Gala. It looks similar. All right, they're both gray. I just the hair is the only thing that's changed besides the eyes. I don't know, the eyes on Gar's one, I think they needed to be a lot more colorful because they don't really look like two different colors, you know? They look very, very, very gray. Oh my god, they are different. They are different. But it's very, very similar. Do you want a song that was made in the 90s for a famous movie franchise that is metal? Not on stream, no. I will say that I've enjoyed the varied conversations in here this morning, despite it being the most conductive, not be the most conductive to Artin. Oh, very fancy wordplay there. Very conductive to Artin. Oh, Wacko Butt knows exactly what to use. I have no idea if that's actually the correct word to use. The eyes aren't bright enough for the cat bat. They need to be brighter. They need to be strawberry and blueberry colored. Even though blueberry is red. No. Raspberry is blue when it comes to slushies, right? Why is raspberry blue colored with slushies? It confuses me. My brain goes, but R isn't but. You're a dog. You're a dog. Saying you want to get things done and don't stream working on things as you do. You get much done. Listen, it's the streamer's curse, okay? I need to work, but I can't work because you're all here and you're all entertaining me, and I have to entertain you. So yeah, it's like I have to look after you guys. You're like kindergartners, okay? I have to entertain you. Okay, kids, story time. Right, nap time now. I need to draw. Freaking hell. Nah, I'm joking, dudes. It's nap time, chat. Sleep time. Because in America in the 90s, it was determined that kids wanted bright colors in their foods, regardless of whether or not the color should be there. Isn't there a thing that's happening with Fruit Loops now? I think it's with Fruit Loops. Where, is it Kellogg's? Kellogg's made Fruit Loops, right? I can't remember. Okay, doesn't matter. Anyway, the company who made Fruit Loops is being scrutinized by Americans because everywhere else in the world they use natural color dyes, but in America they use artificial coloring. Is that a thing now again? And they say like, how dare you feed our kids artificial colors? It's killing our children. Why don't you use the food dye like everywhere else in the world? Which is true. They're actually right. Maybe they should be using, you know, the same product they use everywhere else in the world. Also natural. I believe in natural dyes because I like the flavor. All right, I like the flavor of bug. I like bug flavors. It's delicious. All right, dried bug crushed down into powdered form, made into a color dye. I love it. Delicious. I can't remember what type of parasitic animal, parasitic insectoid that you have to dry out and then you crush into powder and it turns into red food dye. You know that bug? I can't remember what it is. But it's a parasitic bug. But if you crush it after you like freeze dry it, it becomes like a beautiful thing. Bugs are delicious though. They are delicious in food dye form. Certain extensively used dyes are known to cause hyperactivity in children. I'm gonna dispute that. Hawkeye Rio. I'm gonna dispute that. Wanna know why I dispute that? Because I've read a lot of research articles on ADHD, And one of them is the misconception that children are hyperactive due to sugar and other substances. Children aren't. They are actually naturally hyperactive. Their brain works a lot faster, and they're required to utilize a lot of energy when they're younger. And it's a learning thing more than it is them being hyperactive. You know, they can't be adults when they're children. They have to be children. So children are going to be, they're going to rush around and be, and everyone's going to be like, oh, it's because of sugars and stuff like that. It's not really. It's not got to do with food. It's just how children are in the most sense. A lot of children, there are some children that are like calm and timid, but most of the time children are hyperactive. They're going to run around, they're going to scream, and they're going to laugh, and they're going to play, and that's how children are. We were like, at least I was like that when I was a kid. I ran around and broke my freaking ankles. Based on the fact that I was just a hyperactive kid. But they called me hyperactive, but it's not really hyperactive, you know? So it wasn't really much of a disorder. This is why a lot of people get diagnosed early with ADHD, but they don't have it. And then they get medicated for it, which they took Ritalin for, and it kind of messes them up as a kid. And the ADHD part of it is that whole Ritalin medication in the early 90s that calmed down and made kids timid, but at the same time, they didn't have that. I don't know. They didn't have that childhood that they needed because of their Ritalin. Children are hyperactive because they're children. Small young bodies are learning to regulate themselves. I'm just citing my state government's Environmental Protection Agency. I know. I've just read a lot of studies that rebuke that because it's been a misconception that children are hyperactive. And I feel like it's not. They're not hyperactive. They're children. A lot of children are like that. It doesn't mean that they have ADHD. The chemicals in their brain are working correctly, but once we start medicating them, it can actually do a lot of psychological harm based on the medication that they take. So a lot of the time, I'm all for medicating issues and problems, but a lot of time people get this misdiagnosed, and it harms them and their childhood based on that misdiagnosis. So it's very, very, very difficult study to talk about. But I have read a few articles that rebuke the fact that sugar and children cause hyperactivity. There's other trials where children would take 50% of the children would take sugar, and the other 50 would take non-sugar variant, all right, and they would get these cupcakes or something. I don't know what it was, but something like that. And they found that 80% of those children were still hyperactive, whereas the ones that took sugar, some of them were also timid. So it's an iffy case. Sugar doesn't cause, yeah, there's studies against it. That's what I'm saying. Dyes that don't say it causes hyperactivity, but exacerbates their symptoms of ADHD. Probably. I don't know. Maybe they do. I think they need to research. And if they have researched it, I would like to read a study on it. I'm very interested in things like that. Because when I was younger, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and I still have it as an adult. But I never got medicated because after I took Ritalin, my mom didn't like the way I was acting, because I was acting like a very timid, very focused person, but not very happy, you know? Because if you ever had Ritalin when you were younger, you start to like, it just like makes you slump and like makes you feel tired, and it causes you to focus, sure, but like it does a lot more harm than good. I sent you the NIH study to your Discord DMs. Okay, thank you, Bean. My parents didn't believe in ADHD, so my sister and I weren't tested. struggled to concentrate in school and do homework, diagnosed with anxiety as an adult, and learned that I was undiagnosed ADHD can lead to anxiety. It does. It does. I have anxiety too, based on it. I had the same experience with Ritalin. Ritalin was like... it was such an early form. In the 90s, ADHD was still being researched. And it wasn't like completely a thing that had a lot of medications and a lot of studies towards. But it was a thing that was starting to be studied. And I remember they changed ADD, the word ADD to ADHD, because it had the hyperactivity inside of it. So they wanted to add that word because they felt that hyperactivity and ADHD was led in between the two. And then other studies said it was sugar that caused hyperactivity. ADHD caused hyperactivity. And then there was like a whole battle of stuff. And then they did a lot of research over the years. And studies said sugar doesn't cause it. ADHD doesn't cause it, but it does in some cases. And there's different spectrums when it comes to ADHD. Some people are more in control. Some people are less focused. Some people are bad at time management. Most of them are actually bad at time management. Now it's going to do with chemicals in the brain that are not connected together that aid in the satisfaction of a reward chemical that gets released when you finish work, so you don't feel rewarded. So then they changed the medication to help with that feeling of being rewarded, and the chemicals clicked. And then after a while, they're still being studied on. ADHD is not like fully curable. I don't think it ever will be. Whoopsies. Give me a second. There we go. But like, it's a hard discussion to have. I'm not a doctor by any chance, but I have read quite a few different articles about this certain subject. So I know some of it. I haven't read in years, and I have read and listened to doctors talking about it, especially online. So maybe I could get in this information. I don't know. I just feel like we don't know too much about ADHD right now. But at the same time, it's always good to get diagnosed.
Epsilon 015 wants you to hydrate.
There's sometimes misdiagnoses can also happen. I give it the hydrate beam. But ADHD isn't a disease. It's just a normal range in humans. It is a disease. ADHD is a mental illness that is caused by two receptors not coming together inside the brain. And I'm talking about receptors. I'm talking about there is a disconnection between two different chemicals that cause two different things inside your mind. And sometimes one of these chemicals that rise up can cause you to not have a focused attention span. That can cause you to overreact on certain things. That can cause a heightened amount of anxiety. And the other receptor could also heighten up. And this could cause you to be very low and very tired and very unfocused, and maybe focused, but it doesn't balance out in that way. And if the two come together, it kind of balances each other out. But with ADHD, those chemicals don't come together. And what the medication does is it helps those two chemicals come together so they can equally balance each other out. So you can feel not only rewarded, but focused and in control of your surroundings. And in control of your thoughts and everything. A lot of people tend to not understand that mental illness is actually a physical illness. And it's a physical illness got to do with chemicals, actual chemicals inside your brain. So when we say mental illness, we actually mean physical. It's a physical thing. And it can be cured in a way with, not cured, but like helped with medication that can help you. Or ways to do that by training your brain through cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps with anxiety, not so much with ADHD, that can help you feel a little bit more in control. But at the same time, having ADHD, there is It's not something you can like cure, unfortunately. I wish that was the case. Oxygen is a carcinogen. Let me see. I'm gonna need to quickly look up ADHD and the two chemicals. I'm just gonna quickly research because I knew all about. Yeah. So it's dopamine and norepinephrine. Phenephrine. I don't know if those are the two things that play a role in ADHD. Is it that? I feel like it was something else, but it must have been that. The lean evidence, phosphates, and I don't know how to say these names, but they're two neurotransmitters. And if you look at dopamine has got to do with like, with its raised up, you have like a higher sense of awareness, a lot happier, things like that. But the thing is, like, you can overdose with dopamine, and overdosing with dopamine means you can't be in control of your urges, and you feel like you need to fidget, and you need to like let go of that energy. And you don't have control of that, and you can't do anything about that, and you can't focus because of that, and you can't balance it out, and you can't calm yourself down. So that's dopamine. And then the other one, norepinephrine, something like that. That thing is a chemical that balances out the dopamine, that helps you dial it back. But if you have an overdose of that specific chemical, you can then feel very slump, very not in control, but like you can't get that control. You feel weak, you feel anxious, but in a way that you feel depressed. Like depression comes from that as well. And then you just like you don't feel like anything, and you don't want to do anything. And every time you sit at the computer or at your TV and you're like, there's nothing to watch, there's nothing to do, and you just kind of feel like everything's slow and gray, that's that chemical overdosing. And you need that more dopamine to balance it out. And with ADHD, we don't have that balance. So some days we're all over the place.
Spare bits.
And then some days we're nowhere.
Change.
And that's
some
the
change.
problem.
Use it on alerts.
So those two chemicals, which is very interesting for people without ADHD, those two chemicals come together when you finish a task. For example, you finish your homework. All right. You have that rush of, finally, I can do what I want and I'm happy. Yes. I finished the exam. I completed the exam. I passed that exam. Yes. Yeah. You have had that. A lot of people with ADHD, including myself, go like, I'm relieved. That's our thought pattern. We don't have that cool excitement. I have highs and lows as well. Yeah, that thing. Norepinephrine. Trust me, if my government was afloat the signs, they would. Yeah, so like, I know those associations with those two chemicals based on what I've learned through through studies and through a video I've watched about a doctor who literally studies the stuff, who talks about it and gives you a more base sense of the idea of what these chemicals do. And they're very good. They're very good at explaining because it's exactly how it is. And the medication that you would take helps you. Maybe you're the type of ADHD person that has too much dopamine and you're all over the place and you're over sweating and you're over nervous and you fidget a lot. Then you have a specific medicine that helps that chemical limit the amount of dopamine that goes through your body. Or another one that could help you up the other chemicals so you can have more dopamine. Balances each other out. And it's also linked to a lot of drugs, specifically, which is interestingly enough, a lot of drugs that use morphine to actually, not morphine. Is it morphine? Wait, hold on. No, this doesn't tell me. Crap. God, is it morphine? I don't think it's morphine. Morphine is the drug that you would take if you're if you're in a lot of pain. it's a painkiller. I don't think it's morphine I'm talking about. Methamphetamine. I'm thinking of methamphetamine. A lot of drugs, like ADHD drugs, use methamphetamines to actually balance those chemicals, and that's very dangerous because you can't get that over the counter because it is a drug that can be misused on a day-to-day basis, so it's regulated. So that's why you can't just get ADHD medicine. You have to be diagnosed, and you have to go get a prescription medication on a monthly basis from your doctor, and you can't just have it on like more than a monthly basis. You have to get it re-prescribed every time. So yeah, methamphetamines. Yeah, methamphetamines. It'd be that and not that. No, it's methamphetamines is what they have. Amphetamines, not methamphetamines. No, that was methylphenidates. Yeah, that thing as well. I don't know. I just know that they use methamphetamine to make some drugs that are part of ADHD, as far as I understand it. I'm not a chemist. I don't know too much about it. Maybe I'm just linking it because it says meth in the word, but it's not. I mean, like I didn't see the other word. I just know methylphenidates. That thing. That's the type of medication I take for my ADHD. Is a drug that some people use to get high. Ooh. But yeah, I have it regulated. I don't take it all the time though, because I feel like my ADHD is like, sometimes, some days it's balanced, some days it's not. Some days I need to focus, but I can't focus. And some days I can focus. So yeah. And it means it's a specific, I wouldn't know any of that stuff. I just know that they use it to make some certain drugs that help me with ADHD. And then I think they also use it for antidepressants. I think. And anxiety medicine. I think. I'm not quite sure. Are certainly more unstable. Are still stimulants in the same class. Like comparing morphine to fentanyl. I wouldn't know anything about fentanyl. I don't think we actually have fentanyl inside South Africa. I think somebody told me that fentanyl is actually a problem in America, right? I don't know too sure if I'm correct about that. It sounds familiar. It sounds like, I think it's like a painkiller or something, but it's like really addictive and it's really bad for you. It's a huge problem here. They also use them to sleep and wake disorders. Adderall bottle. We have Adderall. It would appear that methamphetamine has been used under very supervised circumstances to treat ADHD and other conditions. Perhaps the other classes of were developed as a result. Sorry, I'm bad at saying these like scientific terms. I read them. I don't necessarily understand them, but when I read them, my brain just reads like pot. I go meth, and I just go like, oh, like crystal meth. Oh, you use that, and then I have people that confirm it and say yes, it's a part of it, but not really. It's just the same ingredient, and then I go like, okay, but they talk about using that specifically for this chemical in the brain, blah 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 blah, and this helps with that, and this helps to retain that, and this helps to balance this, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And that's and then I read that studies are weird. Okay, they talk about what it does, and then I talk about it scientifically, and I just like when I get to the scientific stuff, I go, phew, it goes out my brain. So I might have see what I told you guys earlier. I am excited and I talk about a lot of stuff, but I get a lot of that stuff wrong. So I'm like half right and half wrong about things. Kitsune, hi Kitsune, how you doing, you sweet bee? Kitsune, Himitsu, did I say it's correct? Himitsu, grains. What about grains? Hi there, you sweet bean. Hi Kitsune, how you doing? How's your stream? How's Warframe? Did you have a good time? So the grain of salt in both sides. If you listen to our mainstream media, fentanyl is a huge problem, and smaller unaffiliated outlets report it as less prevalent than we are being led to believe. Oh. Anyway, Kitsune, thank you for so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. My name's Nook. I'm a variety streamer. I do artless games, and I've been busy line arting this character for 3 hours. I should be ending stream soon, but I'm not going to be ending stream soon because I need to finish up this artwork. I'm sorry, Beans. I have to finish it up. It has to happen. I have to do it now. It has to happen now. I'm doing it now. Okay? I'm finishing it up. How's your arting? Have the backlog catching been good? It's been good. It's been going good. I'm like, I'm getting there. It's taken a while. But I can successfully say that I'm under 10 commissions left. Before I'm finished everything. Under 10 commissions. Alright, I need to draw the panda aspect of this character quickly. And if I don't focus on it, I'm going to be talking here all day about subjects that I have little to no knowledge of, and everyone could probably correct me in chat when it comes to everything. Welcome to my streams, where the Nook knows nothing, but he knows something, at the very least. Inside the ear, it's like that. That's fine. Over here, we're gonna move down to this part. Actually, let's do the eye first. Let's do the eye first. It's kind of like a grayish blue. Let's do the darker pupil. Let's add a bit of red white in the back there. Perfect. His shirt or whatever has, I guess, cream on the side here with some red over there. There we go. Now I have to focus on all the markings. You can do it. I'm going to do it. Don't you worry. I'm doing it. 2 milligrams is considered to be lethal to humans, and a grain of salt is typically around 0.06 milligrams for reference. Oh. They also have something like this as markings. N64 gamer, what are you doing, Bean? Are you schnozzling? How dare you schnozzle? How dare you schnozzle my chat? I'll schnozzle you in a second. Just need to gray out this as well. Keep the whites over there. Go. That in there. Perfect. Maybe bring this back a bit. Add a little bit in here too, because it looks nice. And let's check the other side of the face. It's another spot. Just like this. There we go. Russ, why you snoofing? Why you snoofing in my chat? Let's bring some of that there. Perfect. I really need to finish this up. We're over time with a freaking art, man. We'll shade it in. I can't have another day to draw the same artwork. I cannot. Otherwise things are gonna get bad. Things are gonna get bad. Hi, Death Nation. Because I'm sniffing. You snoofing. You snoofaroofing. Ba-da-ba.
Kitsune Himitsu wants you to stretch.
Want me to stretch while drawing? How dare you? Give me a second. There we go. I'll stretch. Thank you. Stretch. Beans, go check out Kitsune Hitsumitsu. Hibitsu. Did I say it correctly? Hibitsu. 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 Kitsune Hibitsu. Yeah. Okay. Not a Hitsumitsu. Hits you in the Mitsu. Not that one. Ba, 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 ba. I'm back. Hi, Fishy Buzz. Spent time with a baby niece. Now I'm covered in ink. Uh-oh.
The Bunny Man 360 wants to know what chat smells like.
Smell like roses and sunshine. I have no idea what that means. But you do anyway. Alright. Let's put some color in the background. Let's get some of this. Orange up here. Perfect. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. Perfect. All right. Bring this back a bit. There we go. There you go. Yeah. 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 Doesn't look like I changed much, but I did. All right. I had to look at it with colors. All right, let us do a through layer over here, a multiply layer over here, so that I'm able to bring in the shade in over here. Let's fill that up with a darker shade. Darken it up even more. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Thanks for the shout. You're welcome. Welcome. Big white bear. Oopsies. Bow, 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 bow. ba 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 da da ba da 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 ba 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 da ba ba da da. No, and you dance and we know. I don't wanna be afraid. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. Bring in that, just make that a bit bigger. Kind of vaguely put in the pattern there. There we go. They have a sort of pattern. Music identity app for the win. Uh-oh. The song is nice. What's its name, please? Arc Major. Safer Place by Kerala Lux. Kerala and Lux. Good, thank you. Okay. Sorry, I brought the conversation to the edge of a lot of adult topic. You didn't. What are you talking about? I reel it in. Just started off to be pretty heavy, and I'll try to keep it as. What are you talking about, Bean? I'm the one that keeps the conversations like this. What are you talking about? Then, like, you have such incredible skill. All your hard work truly shows. Oh, thank you, Bean. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I try my very bestest. Our very bestest. Most of the time is very key there. My apps is called Shazam. Oh. Interesting. I used to have like a little application that would tell you if you typed an exclamation mark song, but it doesn't do that anymore. It doesn't do that anymore because it's too much effort to keep it on. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, da, ba, da, ba, da. Alright. Let's get these ears done. Sorry if I have to focus now, Beans. I have overtime. What is this tune? It's Fallen by Foxella. From Foxella. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And that hair in, I also need to add a little bit of white to that hair in the form of stripes. I kind of forgot to do that. I'll do that afterwards though. As we watching through the door, now there more and more and more wicked ways. Ba 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 ba. When you dance, the smoking gun, little one, we don't favor, we don't crave. Ha ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 da ba da ba. They'll be them in the end. Miles and lines of your sensation. You'll crave when you murder. It's a sin. We don't crave, no, we don't crave. Ba ba ba, ba ba ba, ba ba ba, ba ba da da ba, ba ba ba, ba ba ba, ba ba ba. But in every time when your addiction's not a crime, it's just a Nola on and moon. Ba 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 ba. I heard that a friend that you're South African. I asked because I am too, and I get to meet Betty. I live in Australia, and now I can jump on the chance to meet one when I can. Yeah, I'm South African. I'm South African. I was born and raised in this country. It's a pretty good country. It's my home, but I'm moving to the United States at some point to be with my fiance, who's probably currently streaming and doing VR chat. It's Tuesday, so it's probably like lunchtime with a key or something. Lunchtime with a key. Or it might be like the Tuesdays. They usually have like Egyptology lessons. Not quite sure, actually. Maybe it's Monday that they have lunchtime with a key. I didn't know before. I've been followed for ages that I don't get to make it here too often. Also, KB. I'm also really focused on this this art piece. I do apologize. I am trying. I am trying. There we go. I have to bring in a lot of that Darkness in the ear. There we go. Run, 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 run. Nathan dance out and open up again. Need it now, till you're leaving now. Lots of fuzzy. Lots of fuzziness. Hello! Hi, Cosmic! Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Heroes community. I hope you enjoy your stay here on Base Not. Sorry if I'm focusing so much. I really need to finish this artwork before the end of the stream. Speaking of which, I probably should stop all raids for an hour. There we go. Because I'll be done with this before an hour's up. Before the hour's up, I'm going to be done with this in like probably 10 minutes. I give it about 10 minutes. Once I start focusing on something, I have to finish it. I have to finish it. And not out of here, best hold on. Halt, 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 halt. Run, 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 run. There we go. Maybe a little bit brighter in there. There we go. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having a wonderful day, you sweet being. Guys, brighten up my day every day. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Hold on. Ba-ba. That. There we go. Let's get the side of this nose nice. Well, not nose. Muzzle. Let's get some lighting in here so I can round out the shape a little bit. There's a lot of white fur, so it's a lot of the shape of the face is not going to be looking too round because there's too much white in here. Needs some variation with a mid-tone. That mid-tone is not coming through. Mid-tone's not coming through. I don't want to darken it too much because it's not going to look good. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I think that looks okay. As for shading, let's add a little bit of a glow dodge. What the hell happened? Let's add a bit of a glow dodge up here. Gonna add a bit of yellow to that glow dodge. Kind of lighten it up a bit. Highlight it there. As per usual. A little bit over there. Stranded a little bit. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Here, lighten up at the side. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Iguel. I appreciate that. All right, now we need to add some highlights off to the side, so I can just make it a little bit more sharper. Which I like to use this trick for. There we go. A little bit back here. There. Let's raise this out. There, please. Just want to room light it a little bit. Room lighting makes it look nicer, even though it's a cheap way of making the character look 3D. I still like to use room lighting. Okay. Room lighting's good. Makes things look fancy. Just a little bit of room light. Character's white enough as it is. That's pretty good, stud. It's pretty much. It's pretty good. Let's add a little bit of an overlay though. Make it a little bit more rounder. Making some orange down here. A little yellow off to the side here. A little bit of the orange over here. Stuck on top of the hair. There we go. Kind of makes it blend in with the background a little bit. There we go. I'm not the world's best at anything. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? It's another headbust we finished off today. Man, I was really quick with that color and
Price
stuff.
69. It's a cute-
Rashim! Hi, Razim. How you doing, you sweet bean? Beans, I hope you enjoyed a bit of art in today, mostly hot topic discussions. I feel that was most of the stream was hot topic discussions and weird information that I know that is not exactly correct, but it's correct enough for me. Okay, shut up. You're amazing art piece. Thank you. You're amazing art. Hi, dead guy. Insomnia has decided to no sleep, so we all Razim. Can I have a shout out to Razim, please? Razim! Should go check them out. I talked about them in the beginning of the stream when I talked about names of people when they come around and I say Razim instead of like, you know, just saying your name out loud. Vori. Hi, Vori. You like the bird? Oh my god, is that a what's his face again? A Spotty. I watch their stream sometimes. I don't know how to say their name. Spout, Speed, Spotty, something like that. I have been spoken of course I am. Of course you are. Please go check out Razim here on twitch.tv. But before I go, can I have some pause for the amazing and wonderful YouTube? YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this very long art session. Alright, it's a long art session compared to most other art sessions that I do, but I hope you enjoyed it. We finished off another headbust today, and we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. No, 4 different headbusts left. 3 different headbusts left. 1 logo design, which I'll do off stream. And then 1 outfit design. And then I have to do 4 commissions. Javad's commissions, Lauren commissions, Zuf commission. Not the Zuf that you're thinking of.
Whopper,
Whopper, Whopper, Whopper, Whopper, Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper. And also have to do Miles' commission. And then Aki's ducky. We have to do those. Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper. With YouTube, I hope you have yourself a great day, a great morning, great afternoon, a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let those bed bugs bite. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, YouTube. Bye.